Hello, swivel heads. It's Greg Allison with Green Greg's coming to you live on the 4th of December, 22. Time on deck is 20:0800 hours. My friends, there has been an attack on our power grid in Moore County, North Carolina. This attack has left almost 40,000 subscribers out of power. This is people, households. How many people in these households? Well, it varies. It could be up to 100,000 people with no power in North Carolina. Now, this is a rural area in North Carolina. Moore County is. The county seat is Clark County. Clark County is a very rural town. Clark County has, I don't know, maybe 2,600 people in it as of the 2200 census, 2020 census, excuse me. Just a few miles northwest of where I used to live. In fact, I can show you this shortly. And, it's been covered that they don't yet know exactly what the motive is. They apparently have obtained or detained two individuals. They're not telling us who they are. So they're not saying whether this was domestic terrorism, international terrorism, or just two good old boys who got PO'd at the company they work for or something else. Rumor is, then it's just a rumor. We don't know for sure, but the rumor is that this occurred due to a disgruntled employee. But what were they disgruntled about? Were they disgruntled the power company? There's other rumors. There's lots of rumors. Rumors are like bloomers. There's lots of them. There are many colors, and they don't mean any of them are right, okay? Hey, Blue Bottle Bunny Farm, how you doing, Randy? All right, we're live. We got 67 in the house already. Awesome, guys, awesome. So there we go, North Alabama hiking. So, guys, I used to live close to this area. I've probably been right through it. So we're going to go all into that. This area is, like I said, it's a very rural area in North Carolina where it took place. Now, one of the rumors was there was supposedly a drag show that was going to occur, and maybe the thought was they wanted to take out the power to keep this show from happening. Hey, I don't know. That's a rumor. Like I said, rumors are like bloomers. They come in many colors, and some of them stink when it comes to rumors, right? Rumors and bloomers. So I don't know, guys. But I'm in North Carolina. Was shocked. Okay, Nippy, for real. For real. Okay, that's interesting. I guess NS, I don't know what this stands for, Jonathan. Where in North Carolina are you, Nippy? Yeah, I lived in North Carolina for a little over a year. We used to vacation in the western part a lot when I was a kid. I will show you exactly where my house trailer sat in a little bit. We'll go to Google Earth and we'll look back. It might be a false flag, Arthur, or it could have been a dry run, but it does forebode a lot. Jason Avery's in the house, folks. Jason Avery with Green Country Agroforestry. Could have been a couple of rogues executing a heist. Well, it could be a lot of things. Amen. There was a movie when I was a kid about some criminal outfit. I think maybe they'd been special forces, and they decided to hit a town in the west. So this town just had like one road in and out, maybe two. They went in and took out the bridge, the power, and the phone companies was changed. And they went in and just robbed the whole town. The town couldn't do nothing about it because all the roads were blocked off, and they just took the whole thing. I don't know if anybody remembers this. This was maybe back in the 70s. It's pretty tactically what they did. And you can see something like that occurring. Want to see some more issues domestic? Yeah, exactly. Now, this could have had several different motives. And whether it did or not, it portends ill for our power grid. It shows, hey, Doug, appreciate that. Thank you. That's what makes coming live worth it. Guys, when you go live, you lose advertising revenue for all the time you guys watch it in a live session. So when people help out with the super chats, that encourages me to come back and do these live sessions. Sometimes I think maybe I need to quit doing them. Canadian Prepper don't do a live session. That's probably why. Southwest Virginia. Okay, Southwest Virginia, you're not too far from there. Iron Woman. Needs more iron women. Thank you for that thumbs up. Ungrateful Peasant. How you doing? Stan, good to see you. All right, guys. So for the people new to my channel, what's Greg talking about? What's he doing? I got live session going now, guys. And I got a lot of loyal followers who love the live sessions. Now, guys, here's the thing. This shows, that our grid is vulnerable. It shows it can be taken out, but it's been done before. This isn't the first time. It's nowhere near the first time. So let's start with another incident. Now, this could have been two good old boys out, having a few. Could have been somebody wanting to stop a show that was pew, pew, pew. Could have been or it could have been preparation for something bigger. I tell you, if we're about to go into a major war, World War III, you're going to be expecting to see things like this. I try not to believe in most things. Melanie, try not to believe in most things. Like I tell you something. Yes, Virginia, there is a Santa Claus. Ho, ho, ho. What are you talking about believing? Ho, ho, ho. Well, maybe we'll get back to this, guys. All righty. Tis a season, right? So 1 second after. That's a good time in Michigan. Good to see you from Michigan. Michigan. I was looking in, I'm sending some worms to Michigan in my car right now, ready to go. Way up, not in the peninsula, but just way up in northern Michigan. It's quite rural up there. It was a minor assurance. Oh, okay. Oh, this thing here. It might have been, guys, but listen, it portends. Let me show you a major incident in an event like this. This is why we got to pay special attention. Oh yeah, by the way, my power went out here 3 times today. 3 times today, including tonight. My power might go out again for all. If you suddenly lose me, it might be a power outage. I don't know what's going on with power out here. You run out of power in the wintertime. It's not a fun thing. The Hope County Sheriff still the wow. We got Colonel Cole in the house. Colonel Cole. All right, guys. So let's whoa, what am I kicking open here? Let's go ahead and share. I'm going to share you some view charts, guys. Did I set this in presentation mode? No, I got to do that first. Ding, 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 ding. Hang on. Scroll it back to where we started at. Thought I had it there. Hard on me. All right, guys. I worked till 8 o'clock tonight, and then I had to eat something up. Actually, I set me up a full plate of shrimp. And I got down here and I was juggling that and trying to listen to some video and do this and eat, and I spilled my whole tray of shrimp in my carpet. Oh my God. I had to redo. Anyway, let's go look at this, guys. Hang on. La-di-da-di. Where's my share screen button? Here it is. I have to be careful. It's right next to the button for ending the video. Sometimes I slip up and hit the wrong button. Who hasn't seen these charts before? I have shown these charts before. I bet none of y'all have seen them. This is about an attack. Guys, I've had this set of charts probably since 2016. This is a presentation I created probably about 2014. I've been modifying it ever since and updating it. Yeah, we got Randy from Blue Bottle Bunny Farm. Tell Susan we all said hi. All right. So the reason I'm talking that way, I'm talking as if my computers that y'all are listening to is over there. No, it's over here, but that's where my screen is. Where I'm watching the chat. All right. Susie Q. So this is it, guys. This is the Metcalf station. I'll show you some other pictures of it. On 16 April 2013, it was attacked. And apparently it was the same rounds as used in the old AKs. And some Navy SEALs looked at this because of the way the rounds were placed up after they're used, the way the tacked up place, how the guys got in and out. They knew what they were doing. They really thought it looked like a dry run of some specialist team where they hit this place. They shot the cooling fins out from these transformers. If these transformers can't be cooled, they'll burn out, and they did. Fortunately, the company that runs this area is PG&E. I'll show you here in a minute. PG&E, right there. You see their sign? PG&E. This is their substation. There you go. There's your substation. I don't think that's the same one though. Yeah. Anyway, here it is from the air. I guess it is. Here it is from the air, guys. The Metcalf substation near San Jose. This serves San Jose or Silicon Valley. And it took a direct hit. Here's what's interesting. This, actually, can I mention this today? I think he even got the date. So that's pretty amazing. Guys, this has been he just discovered this because some other power grid expert just mentioned this. recently. This chart is years old, and I have been saying this on this channel ever since I started talking about power grid defense almost 4 years ago. I've talked about this. I've mentioned this many times on this channel. It's been on this chart for years. The entire U.S. power grid can be taken down by taking out just out of 55,000, just 9 critical substations. Remember the power outage you had, what was it, 2003 up in the Northeast? A few substations had cascading failures. What you got to worry about is if you have failures that actually burn these huge transformers up and do so en masse. You lose enough of them, you ain't replacing them, guys. There ain't no coming back. Shell casings are 2 substations. So they found the casings at those 2 that got shot up today. What weapon did they use? Do you know, Will? Has anybody heard what caliber, what size, what kind of weaponry was employed? I did not get that other reports I heard. Yeah, wood stove. That might be a good thing to have right now. I'm running an electric heater. What, like, it's cold. It's a bad time to lose your power. A bad time. What's interesting though about this date, 16 April 2013, this very same day, let me go back, was the date that North Korea's KMS 3-2 satellite first went over Washington, D.C. Its very first pass of North Korea's first satellite that my friend James Oberg was sent to witness being the satellite, and they thought he would testify that they flew a scientific satellite, but they wouldn't let him see him install it on the bird. They wouldn't let him see that. So he's concluded it was not the satellite he saw, that they tried to use him in a deception ploy. They flew something else, which highly concerned him and a lot of other people. So a lot of people think that there might actually be a fractional orbital bombardment device, a nuclear device capable of creating an EMP. And the Russian generals admitted that they gave the EMP superweapon technology to North Korea, possibly even some weapons. Russian generals, when the wall fell down and they were talkative for a little point, gave this to Dr. William Graham, who used to be an acting administrator for NASA, but he was mostly noted for being a Soviet weapons system expert and one of the world's foremost experts in electromagnetic pulse. So he got that intel, and he found out and published it in the Congress. We thought this was a classified number. Some of us knew it, wouldn't talk about it until we found it was published in the Congressional Record in 2008 that the EMP superweapons are capable of putting out 200,000 volts per meter on a line, where our defense establishment's rig is to harden to 50,000 volts. It's 4 times more strong, guys. Not a good thing. Not a good thing. That's why I tell you, our comms may not survive an EMP attack, a super weapon attack from Russia, China, North Korea. We may not be able to issue. I've had so many people, and I say, "Oh, Greg, don't worry. Our submarines will take care of it if they attack us." I've heard it from so many people. I'm telling you, no, they won't. No, they won't. They won't get the message. Our grid's going to be fried. The comms are going to be fried. And they're going to take care of our satellites and everything else to communicate with. They might, but it's going to be. There's no certainty. There's no certainty that subs are going to be able to even get commands. If you saw the movie Crimson Tide, in the end of the movie, the trailer explains why the kind of scenario in that movie will never happen, why they have to have a verified, validated EAM. So you get the EAM with instructions, but you have to give it another follow-up. And then they both have to be verified and validated. So, well, we refurbish and update our grids now. EMP would send us back, to the Stone Age. EMP, solar flares. And if you watched Oppenheimer Ranch Project, I think this is magnetic reversal news. He just talked about how they just discovered a new solar storm in the ice cores of Antarctica. It was 100,000 times more powerful than the Carrington event, and it occurred about 9,000 years ago. I was just talking about one, that occurred back in the Charlemagne event, and then the one right prior to that was incredibly powerful. We keep finding more and more of these, more and more, guys. So, well, the problem, we can try to be a ready person. We need to prep, but you got to remember, it's going to be the cities are going to be like a fire ant hill that got kicked real hard, because all them fire ants are going to be hungry zombies pouring out and coming looking to eat you. They figure you done ate your food, so they're going to look at you as if you're the food. Don't be the long pork. That's the key thing. Don't be the long pork. I've told you that. I got to make a t-shirt that fit. Don't be the long pork. That's a good one, right? So at the same time, North Korea also had a ship running around in the Gulf of Mexico, maybe the Caribbean Sea, called the Chongchong. And what did it have in it? 2 missile launchers with fully erect missiles established in these ISO shipping containers that they discovered they had to run it back through the Panama Canal because they couldn't get it back around the Horn of South America. So they piled it full of sugar and hoped they could slip it through, and they got caught. This was in probably the Gulf of Mexico, the same time this flew over Washington, D.C., the same time this attack occurred. And what about hacking? Oh, yeah, South Korea's got some of the best hackers in the world. They live off stealing Bitcoin, which is supposed to be some super secure currency. That's how they make their money. That's how they fund all this stuff, stealing Bitcoin and selling weapons. So there you go, guys. So, yeah, like I said in this chart, 16 April 2013, is this date ringing a bell? It's because using this presentation, I present this stuff first. So there you go, my friends. This is not a pretty picture. Oh, yeah, then there's cyber attack. See, Dr. Peter Vincent Pry, the late Dr. Peter Pry, who I knew well, who I got into Alabama on 3 occasions, who I got to spend some good time with, conversing and dinner, and have talked with over the phone many, many times, who I've been in teleconferences with many, many times, because I'm a member of the organization he founded, and we both participated in 2 different power grid defense organizations. He was a fascinating guy. He was great. I had the pleasure just to have dinner with him and just chat with him one-on-one, a couple of times. And, some of the most fascinating conversations I ever had. And just the conversations I had with him, interview him on this channel. He taught us from the get-go. He was also a weapons system expert. He taught us that they believed that if we got attacked, it'd be a multi-pronged attack. The attack would occur just like this. There would be the physical attack, what we call the kinetic attack. See, kinetic attack. Some people call it ballistic attack. Ballistic, kinetic, you usually hear it one way or the other, kinetic being more prevalent. A kinetic attack, an EMP, and a cyber attack, all at the same time, to make sure they got our grid down. And something I've told y'all on this channel from way, way, way back is don't discount Iran and a war with Iran, because the Iranian head of the Iranian Revolutionary Guard, he was told this data right here. And this came out years ago. And some of our people in our community are just discovering this, but that's good. They're getting it out there. He was told this years ago, and his response to it was, he was told, says, hey, they actually going to only have to take out 9 critical substations in America to take down their entire power grid. He said, I've already got 20 of them targeted with sleeper cells. He said, I already have 20 of them targeted with sleeper cells. That tells you a lot of things. One, there's a bunch of sleeper cells here in America. And out of those sleeper cells, 20 of them are dedicated to attacking critical power grid stations, enough to take care of this situation. But it also says that there's a lot of sleeper cells that can do mayhem, that are just waiting for the right word, probably a war between the United States and Iran, because they've been expecting that for a long time. So they're probably just biding their time. I don't know, guys. That's what he said. He said that. Now, what you can believe that or not, but that was his response. And you know what? woman who used to be my boss at work had property. Her family had property in Kentucky, and her brothers were out there on the backside of their property and the property adjacent. They saw a training camp and they turned it in. They reported it to the local sheriffs, and that training camp was raided. There's some of them that are known, well established, and everybody knows where they're at. Nobody messes with them. Apparently, they got rights, and according to the local law or whatever, there's some well established camps in America. People go do whatever they want to do. So if that don't tell you that you should prep, you tell me what does. That's why you need to go to prepwithgreg.com, my friends. You need to check out and get you some long-term food supplies, put you some stuff, you know, in Faraday cages, and hope you got some solar or other power generation. If you're counting on gasoline, it ain't gonna last you long. Gasoline's gonna run out really fast. Hey, cowgirl, thank you for saying give some thumbs up. 221 in the room. That is awesome, guys. And we only got 100. Hey, half of you gave me a thumbs up. Guys, my algorithms are stomping me. Those don't like me anymore. Help me out, guys. If you like what you're seeing at all, give me a thumbs up. If you halfway like what you're seeing, if you want to see more of it, give me a thumbs up. So that would really help. So let's come back here. I gotta get to another chart here. I am on the wrong. There we go. That's one I'll pull up. There you go. One momentum, please. Sorry about that, guys. Like I said, I worked until 8 tonight. I mean, we ran worms here, but I had to do work for my day job. My day job is consuming me right now, guys. And it really is consuming me. All right, guys, let's go to share here. Hang on, stop that share. Share an article or two, and we'll start with prepwithgreg.com. Because right now, the $250 special, I said it wouldn't last long. I was surprised they had it out there. Especially, guys, I went to the store today, yesterday. The price of these little bitty cheap eggs that's usually like a buck something, almost $6. I nearly fell over. I swear. Eggs, just a little 12-pack of eggs, the cheap ones, the ones where they got chemical fed hens, $6. I was shocked. Is Gorgeous Awesome here? Hey, Gorgeous Awesome is in the house. Hey, Gorgeous Awesome, I'm wearing 2 of your necklaces right now. Hey, Gorgeous Awesome's got an Etsy room. Check them out. I hadn't seen them in a while. Y'all go ahead and post your store. Gorgeous Awesome, I tried to put an Etsy store and they haven't let me in yet. I guess I made a mistake of saying I was a business because I got a business license and an EIN, but they're wanting me to file corporate papers. It's not a corporation, it's sole proprietorship. Well, what's wrong with them? I don't know if I'm ever going to get in. I wanted to do that for selling t-shirts, but I ain't got time to mess with it now. They've floundered my time. Greg, I told people in Pepper Nurse One's live stream to watch your video on the Iranian general's comments on attacking our power stations. We have to prep for this. Exactly. This is a real threat. We're on the verge of war with Iran, perhaps. I mean, the United States and Israel are both practicing right now making runs on Iran. I swear. So, and Iran right now probably needs an external enemy because they got all this internal turmoil. That would really be good for them, probably, if they had an external enemy. So it might favor both. Hang on, guys. I got a heater running back here. It's cooking me. I got to turn it off. Turn it off. Turn something. All right, guys. Sorry about that. Back. All right, guys. Yeah, check this out. Still, this is a great deal. I mean, guys, you won't buy, when you look at how many meals you get here, that's a great price, actually. And it's breakfast, lunch, and dinner, 2,000 calories a day, a lot more than the competitors, by the way. So this is a cool deal. You get a lot of variety. It's a cool deal. All right, let's move on. Moore County. Yeah, this is a gate apparently got, man. I like that gate was about to fall down anyway. Yeah, that looks that pretty rotted out there, don't it? Wise Owl, how you doing? We haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're doing well. So let's see here. Dark winter wolf. I don't even know what that means, dark winter wolf. Somebody, if that's lewd, y'all can hide it, but I don't even know what that means. What does that sign, dark winter wolf? We are good, been super busy. Well, I'm glad you've been super busy. I hope you're making sales. I mean, you guys got in a tight spot for a while. Yeah, we missed you. We missed y'all. Anyway, so all right, let's go in here and look at this. So almost 40,000 customers. It's not people, it's customers. Subscribers, which means probably, households. So how many people in a house? 2, 3, 4? You could have up to better than 100,000 people without power. This is the Fayetteville Observer. Fayetteville, North Carolina, is the closest town to Moore County. The county seat, like I said earlier, only has about 2,000. We'll look at it in a little bit. Let's see. The county seat in Moore County has 2,635 after 2020 census. Guys, this town is look, there ain't nothing around there. That's the courthouse. It's just empty around. Guys, this is a community, a small community. It's so small that everybody knows everybody else. They know everybody's cat, dog, and pet rooster too. Oh yeah, they got pet roosters. My brother used to have a pet rooster that would ride on his handlebars of his bicycle when he rode around. Got to date my wife tonight. Well, that's a good thing, Doug, and thank you for the second super. So appreciate that. And you're in Wake County, North Carolina. Okay. All right, Anton. Well, I was in Cumberland County. In fact, that my first chapter of the National Space Society, which was L5 Society today, was the Cumberland County L5 Society. That's where I started my first space group. Right next door to this county. So let's go back here, guys. I am going to show you a couple things. Now that's the gate. I don't think I should play this video. Lee plays this stuff. He plays every video from every channel and everything out there. I'm surprised he hasn't been deplatformed for that. I know he's not monetized, so he gets away with more. The copyright. So you get copyright claims and copyright strikes. I think you can get a copyright strike whether you're monetized or not. Copyright claims don't mean nothing if you're not monetized. So he gets away with a lot more than I do. But this is, even though this is a government function here, it is a private channel carrying it. So I don't know. If it were a government channel, I know I could play this. That's why I can play stuff on the NASA channels, because I know that's government. It's not, you can't copyright government. No outage here. That's good to hear, Anton. I've had 3 outages right here today, right here at my house. 2 this morning and 1 tonight when the night was early, when the night was young. So I don't know, my power may go out right now in a minute. If it doesn't, you lose me. Poof. And I woke up this morning and the power was out when I woke up. And I will go, wow, you can wake up like this after an EMP. Of course, I would expect if there was an EMP that I might hear if we were for war. But if we weren't under nuclear, I hear it. So it depends on what you're cooking, guys. There you go, Granny. Let's see here. So we're not going to stay on here a long time tonight, guys. 245 watching. That's awesome. This is the press release from Moore County. And this I can show because it's a county website. So this is on their meeting on safety. Not a lot of details about the incident itself. But they are under curfew tonight, guys. Definitely under curfew. And don't call them. This is a small town. You'd overwhelm them. Do not call them. Anyway, like I said, Carthage, North Carolina. Let's stop this share. We're going to go to Google Earth. So let's open up Google Earth. Whoa, got it wide open there. Hang on. Don't want to shrink. Google Earth's cantankerous. All right, let me go back to this screen. That ain't the one I was trying to get to. So I'm going to share Google Earth. Here we go. You see that little spot right there? That little pale spot? Many, many years ago, there was a house trailer right there, and I lived in it. That used to be a trailer park. I lived in this trailer park next to Arctic Circle. And I got sent from here to actually next to the Arctic Circle. I went from here to Alaska. Yeah, interior Alaska. Hey, Whitley, how you doing? 164. It was shot up by 2 guys. Yeah. Is the rumor. Yeah, well, they got 2 guys in custody, but they talk like they're maybe still looking for other people. This is a creek back here. I've had more trees there, and I had Spanish moss up in them. I threw them in from. This is Winchester Road. Lee, you've been here. This is Pope Air Force Base. So my home place was closer to the middle of the field than the ends were. If you look at the airfield. There you go. So I lived right here. That's closer than either end of the field was to the center. Yeah, I lived right there, right next to Pope Air Force Base. This is where the 82nd Airborne, the Green Beret, all the special forces, and everybody from North Carolina, from Fort Bragg, gets sent to war. Lots of men have went to war from this airstrip right there. This is the airstrip that sends you to combat. And these aircraft right here look like C-130s. They used to have C-141 jets too. C-130 rolling down the strip. Airborne daddy going to take a little trip. Stand up, hook up, shuffle to the door. Jump, oh, that's good. Jump right out and count to 4. If my chute don't open wide, I got another one by my side. If that one should fail me too. Wow, hang on, that zoomed in like crazy. Move your, I'm coming through. Wow, we're down here looking at the planes from the side in great detail. That's pretty crazy, right? Well, satellite view. Of course, satellites don't see underneath the wings too good. Holy walking smoke-a-moly, guys. That's pretty amazing. This is Google 3D. I mean, this picture's probably a bit older. So let me zoom out of this part here. And we're going to go over to show you where in North Carolina the event was taking place, roughly. Lee, do you have the address? If you got the address, I will put it right in here. I'm in Google Earth. Do you have the address of the stations that got hit? Like I said, I lived right there. But Clark, let's see. There it is. That's Carthage. This is the area. This is the area right here, guys. That's there. This is all Fort Bragg here. All that dirt, sand, pine trees. That's all. That's where we used to go training all the time when I was at Fort Bragg. We go training right here. We'd always be out in the field here, out in bivouacking in dead burn GP medium tents, 2.5 trucks, rifles. Yeah, we spent our time out here in the woods. But I lived right there. And there, this is the areas affected right here. Hey Lee, you want to post the links to the address, or if you know them, the address? Might be going to find the power stations. You had them on your channel. So Lee was in there earlier. We can do that. I can't do because I'm monetized. He was able to play that press conference. It was on I know it's a government press conference, but since it was on a private newscast station, I don't know about playing that. Yeah, these are the small communities here, guys. Like I say, these towns are so small. Everybody knows everybody. They know everybody's dog, cat, and pet rooster. This is a very rural area. All right, Lee's fishing them up. If you'll get them out, I'll post them in here, and we'll go straight to it and look at it, guys. Lee was there earlier. He was looking at it on his video. You can see him on his video. If you go to his channel, you can see it there. He's about to post them to us. I'm airborne and Cav. All right. Orders orders the vet. There you go. Order cert vet. Anyway, yeah, I was at in the headquarters company, the 426th Signal Battalion and the 35th Signal Brigade on Ardenine Street, right next door to the Green. Lived the exact spot where I lived. Well, there's a second spot over there. 6910 North Carolina. Oh, okay, good. I am want to go to the chat that's on this computer. Hang on, guys. Find this right screen to get. And I'm gonna cut and paste that in here. All right, Lee. Lee's a hero tonight, guys. It's our hero. Lee got the data. Lee got the data. Bam. All right, where's it at? Let's see. A little further down. I got it. There we are, guys. Wow, look at this. It's got a lot of solar panels around there or something. All right, this is west of Fayetteville. Not northwest, but southwest. That's a pretty good sized power station, guys. That is a good sized power substation to be out there. Middle of nowhere. So this is your transformers. These are the huge transformers I tell you about right there. That one and that one. These are big transformers. I wonder if I zoom in, if we can get down close to them and see what they, like we did the aircraft. I bet they don't have that kind of detail over here, but they had them C-130s pretty high res. Now we're not going to see that with these guys. Don't think, no, just flat. Exit ground view. These are the most vulnerable components right here and here. That's your actual biggest transformers. They've probably got some other smaller transformers. All this stuff is switching gear, really. Conditioning, switching. You got a big truck right here with a crane. That guy's for heavy duty moving of heavy components, but that guy would not carry these. Those are huge. At the top size ones are 200 to 400 tons each. And there's like only like a half a dozen rail cars and maybe less than a dozen trucks that are capable of moving these things in the United States. So if we lose, you know, the thousands of them, forget about it, guys. Just forget about it. Yeah, they have some solar arrays around there. Well, it's funny how these satellite pictures are. This is taken in the spring, and that's probably taken in the winter. You know, these pictures are composites, and they're not all taken in the same season. There we go. That might make a good screenshot. Let me go back to that again. All right, we got another address. I'm going to enter that one too. Lee is being the hero tonight. I am going to explain on that. I am going to put that in a PowerPoint. Try to put it down there and give me a second, guys. I'm going to save that picture. All right, now I'm going to go into the chat, and I am going to find the next address from Lee. Give me one momentum, please. See, they hit, oh, copy too much. They hit two different places, guys. Put that in. Didn't you say they were just a 5-minute drive apart? I believe that's what Lee said earlier. He said a 5-minute drive. Man, it didn't grab what I was doing. Let me go back and grab it again. Sometimes cut and paste don't work right. Try that again. Oops. Too many screens open here. Give me a second, guys. There we go. We go. The next one. That's a fair distance. Which one to hit first, Lee? Where is it? Is that it? Looks like it might be a substation. The photograph's not clearing up fast enough, though. That must be it right there. Why is my photograph not clearing up? They don't have good resolution here. 983-885 Dobbs Road, West End, North Carolina. That's what I got on my address here. So this one was first. So they hit the small one, then they went to the big one. Okay. So they started here. I don't know why this thing won't clear up. Maybe the photographs they took here wasn't too good high res. Maybe my internet's giving me a fit tonight. I hate the way this thing sleeps and go in. So this is a smaller substation. So they hit this one, then hit the other one. You lived in Waxhaw, North Carolina, near that area for a couple of years. Hey, Wazal. Yeah, I lived over Spring Lake, North Carolina, right at the entrance of Pope Air Force Base, which wasn't too far from here. All this is just west of Fort Bragg, southwest. That's why it was carried in the Fayetteville Observer, which Fayetteville would be the closest city. I was actually in the Fayetteville Observer when I was doing my Balloon Launch Rocket stuff, because several North Carolina newspapers reported that since we were going from, well, first time we were actually set up on the border of South Carolina. We actually launched North Carolina later, Upsall Beach. Y'all probably seen me show you the article from the Williamton Star. It's hanging on my case. Yes, here's Fort Bragg right here. There's Fort Bragg. That's where the station was. This is Fort Bragg, and that's Pope Air Force Base, and I lived right here. This is where I lived. That's the main base of Fort Bragg. This is the training areas. That's the airfield. And here's Fayetteville right here. I never lived in Fayetteville. I never actually lived on Fort Bragg, but during the Iranian hostage crisis, I was sequestered on base. I lived in my arms room for about 2 weeks. I was a unit armor of the headquarters and headquarters company, the 426th Signal Battalion. There's another airfield, looks like, over here. Civilian airfield, probably. Yeah. Yeah, now here was the town I was showing y'all earlier, Carthage up here. That's the county seat. So yeah, this is a very rural area, people. Very, very rural. Once you get away from the city of Fayetteville, which is mainly a town that supports Fort Bragg, there's a few people down in here. But once you get out this direction, it gets more and more rural. All right, this thing just ain't updating good tonight. Must be the interweb must be getting slow. I live off 87 in Cameron next to Spring Lake. Oh, Pickaxe. You live in Spring Lake or next to Spring Lake? Wow, man. Yeah, that's cool. I haven't been back there. Can y'all not hear me? Is he muted? Can you hear me? I'm not supposed to be muted. Can you hear me? Yeah. Okay, Pickaxe says yes. Somebody asked if I was muted. That's what it sounded like. Okay. Spring Lake was dirty. Well, it was never the paradigm of a beautiful city. It's a military town. I mean, you know, what do you expect? Pickaxe. Were you stationed at Fort Bragg? Is that what got you in the area? I know us vets tend to be preppers more than not. A claw spring in my mouth. Wow. Hey, Keith. Wow. Thank you, sir. Very good. Salute. Hey, Lou. That's a good super chat tonight. Tinker's Trade, they did that out the prize first. The first spot is main transformer. Yeah, the main transformer. So that's what they hit first. There's multiple ways to take a transformer out. I don't know if I want to go into it here, but you know, I probably wouldn't have been going for the fins myself if I'd have done it, the cooling fins. I'd have been picking on something else. Wonder if it was locals who did it or if we don't know yet. There's a lot of rumors, a lot of speculation. We don't know yet. We got 310 in the room. Yeah, way to go, Super Chatters. Yeah, we got 310 in the room now. So guys, there's rumors. And like I said, rumors are like bloomers. They come in many colors and some of them stink. Some of the rumors are that supposedly they got 2 people in detention. We don't know who they are yet. And when the sheriff was asked in the press conference, you know, if it might have been domestic terrorism, he said they had experts looking into it, but he was not prepared to say yet. And, you know, it's interesting to ask about domestic terrorism, because I think it's also likely it might be, if it were terrorism, international terrorism. Rumors, again, rumors are like bloomers, and some of them stink. Rumors are that they were employees of PPG, maybe disgruntled employees. And there's other rumors that might have been people to stop a certain show from occurring, one of those draggy events. So I don't know, guys. You know, I wasn't in the pickup truck with them. I don't know what they had in their heads or who it was. We have no clue yet. I assume we'll be finding out, especially when we find out who they are. Wonder how many spare equipment. Yeah, who knows? That's a good question there, Pickaxe. Is anybody heard if shell casings were picked up, and if they were, what kind, what caliber? The guys that hit the Metcalf station were professional. They picked up their shell casings, and they went in and executed the event. They put onto the Metcalf station back in 16 April 2013 and got out fast. They got about 5 minutes before the law got there. So they probably timed up what the response time and everything else was. So they knew when people would get there. Let's see, Adam B. Homeland Security had reports that there were going to be some outages during events. Really? Oh, that's interesting. Chloe more likely says inventor. Well, that's a good chance. Whoever it was somebody that knew what they were doing. They knew what it was. So it was either an employee or somebody trained to do it. One or the other. Whoever it was knew the systems. It was a deliberate, intentional attack. Whoever it was knew the systems. But guys, you know, if employees can do something like this, guys, I could take down the power grid myself. And I wouldn't even need a bang bang. All I need, some snips and some drills. I got all the equipment I already need. I would not do it. I've been trying to keep other people from doing it. That's not whole intention, guys. Lots of land sold this year in North Carolina. Interesting. Apocalyptic Wasteland, Survivor Radio, AWSR. I am here to help. Well, thank you, Apocalypse Wasteland. Excuse me. I'll get it right here in a minute. Bonjour. Everybody needs to keep awesome work. There you go. Well, thank you, Noblest, for being in the house. Pickaxe. Moore County is next to us. Power will be out a long time. And that means it did a lot of damage to those transformers and probably don't have a lot of way to reroute it. Worms. There you go. I got worms, guys. You need to buy worms from me. GreenGregs.com. Now's the best time to buy them, by the way, because if you wait till spring, I'm liable to run out because the demand gets high in the spring. So the demand's low right now. Get them now. Get them while the getting's good before the grid goes down. You can't order them anymore. Thank you, Cindy. Kathy, anyone have a clear process of how many rounds it took to accomplish this? I think I heard a number already. Lee, didn't you throw out some number in your broadcast? Michael Jones, you've been talking for a long time how they need to harden the grid. I wish they would start. Amen. 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 Guys, I've chaired 2 power grid defense conferences. My first power grid defense conference I chaired was in 2016. The second one I chaired just before I started this channel in 2018. In August of 2018, I did a power grid defense conference. I started this channel in, I think, October. Now, if you look back at the date, this probably shows that I was, I started the channel in 2014. I didn't put no content on. I even had it on a different name for 4 years. It was not an active channel. So what I hate about YouTube is used to you could go in and scroll easy to find. When you scroll and tap videos, you could get most recent or oldest and bring the oldest stuff. And I tell you when people started posting on the channel, so you know more about their channel that way. Now they've disabled that, so it's hard to really tell about other channels now. Pickaxe Worms with AZ is a town in Germany. Oh yeah, my my older brother was the one who used to ride around with the rooster on his bicycle handlebars was stationed in Worms, Germany. He spent a lot of time there. My son spent a bunch of time in Germany, wasn't Worms. But yeah, my brother spent time in Worms, Germany. Survivors. My Navy trained 6 tours to Palms 29. Okay, good. Yes, I bet they installed a green screen fence around the substation. And they do something. Curious how fast they were moving. Oh Lord, guys. Run says deep function 100,000 minus 1. All right, guys. So once again, I don't know what's going on here with this Google. Maybe it's got a server down somewhere. Maybe one of the servers. Oh, what was that? Flashed. Some weird symbol flashes. I was scrolling. I think Google's having an issue tonight with Google Earth. I was trying to show y'all some stuff. For those that are just joining, I'll show you where I used to live. It's easy for me to find on there if I can get the Google working. Well, we were there a minute ago. Yeah, this thing is hosing up. If it'll clear up. Oh, my Lord. Well, here's Pope Air Force Base. I lived right over here. Actually, that's probably Winchester Road right there, judging by the shape of it. So I would say, it says Pope Fields right here, though. I don't know. Winchester Road's the one run right by the entrance. And I lived right next to it. I lived right at the entrance of the Air Force Base. So I was stationed and worked at Fort Bragg. I was an Army soldier. I don't know. They don't want us to see this stuff tonight. What is going on here? We will stop trying to look at that, and we're not making any profit on that. Since we have 309 people. When I first started, we didn't have all these people there. So I'm going to hit back a little bit. Just show y'all one more thing again. Yeah, I'll stop share. Boing. I got to watch and see what it looks like in the video. When I close the screen and I'm sharing, and it's still being shared. I don't know what that does. curious now to see what shows over there. But anyway, guys, let's see. I am going to go back to my PowerPoint presentation and go back up to pertinent charts. Thing there. Scroll. I got a lot of material in this presentation. I'm not covering the whole thing. We're just going to cover the ballistic attacks. Oh yeah, well, I might show you substations for a little relevance here. So once again, let me put this in presentation mode. Ding. And do a screen share on it. Ding. So guys, if you went through this once, just bear with me because we've got a lot of people who wasn't in the room when we showed this earlier. So I'm going to do a quick through here on it. Now this apparently was seemingly a different kind of event than what happened in North Carolina with the grid there. This appears to have been part, possibly, potentially part of a well-coordinated event here. In 16 April 2013, the Metcalf station, the power station that serves San Jose, was hit by gunmen with AKs. They knew what they were doing. They aimed at the cooling fins of the transformers to cause them to overheat. They went in, professionally executed their business, and picked up their casings and got out before any law enforcement got there, about 5 minutes prior. Now that to this day, there's no trace to who did it. To this day. One interesting fact I didn't mention earlier. Right after this happened, we got NERC and FERC, the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission, FERC, and NERC, National Energy Regulatory Company, is a private company. And then you got the government agency that works hand in glove very incestuously. FERC and PG&E, the power grid company in California, both came out, well, we got this covered. This is not going to happen again. We've got it all covered now. Just a few days later, the guys went in and hit the place again. They went in and cut the fiber optics, and they went inside of this thing. So somebody did. Just a few days after we were told, everything is taken care of. Don't worry your pretty little heads. It's not going to happen again. So to heck with all the assurances they give. They don't know what the heck they're doing, and they don't give a flip. That's the darn truth. Now, to further make the case, the power grid operators, the power grid lobbyists, they have spent more of your rate money, the money you pay them for your electric power rates. They have spent a good portion of that, more money from your ratepayer fees to hire lobbyists so to thwart any attempts to harden the power grid than it would cost for them to have fixed the power grid. They have spent more money on lobbyists to lobby against fixing the power grid than it would have cost them to actually fix it. I mean, let that sink in. And it was your rate money that they squandered on lobbyists from K Street in Washington, D.C. I know exactly where K Street is. Been there many, many times. I know K Street. Been in there, been in the buildings there, been in meetings in the lawyer firms in K Street. That is what they've done. They spent money, more money, lobbying to not harden the grid than it would have cost them to harden the grid with your ratepayer money. That should make you mad. That should make you hopping mad. You ought to be calling up your power company and say, what in the world are you doing? We are in a situation, we're on the verge of war. The sun may come around and take our grid out. And we got people who are just itching to do stuff. As this country devolves, more and more people are going to be doing idiotic things. And we've heard there's 20 sleeper cells of the Iranian ilk in this country that want to take the grid down, and you're not doing squat. You need to ring them up on it. Go to freedomrestorationfoundation.org, and you will find an action center page. Go to that page. It will tell you how to find all your Congress critters, how to contact them, phone them, email them, write them letters, anything you want to know, and all kinds of other actions alerts are posted there. I started that site. That's what I offer to you guys. How about that? This is what your other big prepping sites are not going to bring you. I bring you the background. I bring you the side story. I bring you the inside scoop on it. Who many other guys going to tell you something? Some of them are now just discovering things like this, and I'm glad they are and telling you about them with the 9 crippled substations. That's good. They're getting that information out. It needs to get there because despite all my background, despite all my experience, despite all my connections in this, I get just a few followers. These other guys get tens of thousands watching their videos. People need to know this. The masses need to know. So I'm glad they're getting it out. But it's amazing I'm not getting more attention here. Maybe I'm putting out too much stuff. What is it, Lee? How come I get hundreds of people and they get thousands, tens of thousands? And my channel, see, actually, when my channel was just like 8,000 subscribers, I got more views than I get today. I literally got more views. I actually earned more money on my views than I do today. I'm way bigger. Go figure that, guys. How does that work? It's because the algorithms don't like me. That's why when I got 321 people in the room and only got 236 thumbs up, guys, you can help me out, please. And if you don't like me, say so in there. Say what you don't like. Yeah, we do have many substations, Pickaxe. I know where they're at. I know where they're at. Mary, how you doing, Mary? Dark Winter with Cabal. Yeah, so they're not helping us, guys. That's why we got to push it. We've got to push it, guys. And that's what I'm we're all in this together. We got to work together to make sure I grid. Well, I said, them don't like me. Say so in the chat room. And 4 people bugged out right then. Wow. Hang on. I got stuff for them people. We got any flat earthers in the house? I'm going to have to stop the share. Hang on. Wait a minute. You know what? I got to show some other stuff before I do this. That's the Metcalf station. Now, the thing that I covered earlier, y'all need to be aware of this date. This date, 16 April 2013. At the same time of that was the date the first Korean satellite flew over Washington, D.C. That very day was the day Metcalf station was hid. At the same time, the KMS-32. At the same time, oh yeah, that satellite. My friend James Oberg, aerospace engineer and space writer too, very rare combination, was actually invited to Korea, the only American engineer, the only American journalist ever invited to see a satellite launch like this. They showed him a satellite. And it was a scientific satellite. He vouched for that. But then he asked them to let him see that satellite get installed in that bird. They would not allow him to see the installation of the satellite in the launch vehicle. Therefore, he concluded that it was a big deception. They were trying to use him as a ploy, a deception to tell everybody they were just launching a scientific satellite. Since they wanted to hide it, that really made them think that what they were flying was far from what they were claiming. And many think it may be an EMP superweapon because Dr. William Graham got the word from Soviet generals when the grid went down that the Soviet Union passed to the North Koreans the EMP superweapon technology to create 200,000 volt per meter EMP waves on our power lines. And he briefed this to Congress, and it was read into the congressional record in 2008. I know that because I read it. And as having seen that and being able to cite that, that makes me feel comfortable to tell you data that I thought previously was classified, which they now know was not. Oh yeah, by the way, yours truly is also in the congressional record. I've been read in the congressional record by Senator what's his name from Kansas. In a way, how you pronounce that? I don't know. Doug. Hey, oh yeah, Doug's gone. How you pronounce that senator from Kansas? I mean, yeah. In a way, I don't know. It's not on my tongue. He pronounced my name. I should do better, right? Anyway, so here we go, guys. Bing, bing. Chong Chong Gang was running around in the Gulf at the same time with 2 missiles and missile launchers and ISO shipping containers in the cargo bay, probably on the deck of the ship at that time. And they couldn't get this thing around the Horn of South America because of storms. They had to get it home. So they tried to sneak it through the Panama Canal by piling 10,000 tons of sugar on top. Well, somebody got the bright idea to dig all the way down through that sugar. And what did they found? That's what they found. This thing was in the Gulf. What I talked to you about a lot on this channel, how a sneak attack from our weak underbelly from the Gulf of Mexico, the Caribbean Sea, maybe offshore from Venezuela, a very unstable country, which North Korea, China, Iran, and Russia all operate. They, in fact, Iran sends missiles to Venezuela. The Russians, the Chinese are in and out of Venezuela all the time. Any one of these could go offshore from Venezuela and launch something, and nobody would know who did it. I already knew this. So when this bright young girl who was a dairy farm worker calls me and asks me what's an EMP, because she saw it in my videos, and then starts describing this dream she had. I never spoke of this to anybody publicly. And her dream described exactly my biggest worry is like, you gotta be kidding. Most military pundits and armchair statisticians and strategists and technical wags that write and opine all the time wouldn't have a clue what this is. And this girl who mixed cows knew all about it. That got my attention. I was like, whoa, how did she come up with this? Anyway, it was a vision. And she just had the second element that vision confirmed. So I don't know, guys. I don't know. Could it happen? Metcalf Station. All right, enough of these charts. Oh, yeah, by the way, we've got 3 major power grids in the United States. They are connected to some degree, but there's principally 3 grids. And what they look like is this. You have a generating station, and then you have long distance to be carried to other places. And so they put in these transformers. These are step-up transformers that step the power up for long-distance power transmission. Step it up in voltage. It might be 500. It might be 138,000 volts, 220,000 volts, 345,000 volts, 500,000 volts. In some cases, these things are over 700,000 volts. They do this for long distance power transmission. It's alternating current power. So all they got to do is jiggle that power. Don't have to send it all the way down the line. They just jiggle it. That's the brilliance of Nikola Tesla, who realized you could do that a lot more efficiently than sending direct current. That's why AC power systems took over the universe. But they use these ginormous transformers. When it gets on the other side, they have to step it down for the end use. Yeah, there's some places along the way. But that's kind of, shouldn't even be in the chart. But anyway, so they have to step it back down for use in factories and step it even down even further. So you got a pole transformer, step it down further for use in your home. These things are 2 to 400 tons a piece. They weigh as much as a house. This is another view, kind of aerial of the same thing. Generating station, big transformers, the lines, the step down transformers, factories, and houses. And further step downs to get low enough to go in the houses. Factories can take higher voltage than a house. In fact, you want about 480 going in a factory. This is a view of them. Here's some. I would say that looks kind of like what was probably what was in North Carolina. About that size. This is these are the hand wound paper wrapped coils. Yeah, they're hand wound, guys. This is a ship to transmit one. Yeah, the equipment to move these things is huge. It takes major equipment. Big ships, big trains. Guys, there's less than a dozen of these rail cars that are capable of moving these things. Trucks, now that's not the biggest one. That's probably about the size that you had at the North Carolina station, though. Those weren't the biggest ones, but they were pretty big. Or this. Look here, they got 3 trucks in a row here pulling this guy. And these aren't your regular little diesel trucks. These are ginormous tractor trucks. Yeah. Look at this trailer, guys. That's another one. Side view being pulled by one of those trucks. Look at all the wheels it takes so they don't blow. Yeah. Some places are moved in by rail. But anyway, that's what you don't want to fail. And some of those rails don't even exist anymore. They move some of those guys in with. Yeah, well, this picture here shows that's a boat right there. See the tires? See the dock? Well, that's the dock. It's on the dock side. The ship's right here. There's a ship. There's your dock. There's a crane for taking stuff on and off. And here's your power transformer. So, guys, this is what we're talking about today. And what are the challenges showing you this kind of data? All right, we're going to stop and share. Halo. All right, for them that them want to run when I ask, you know, you don't like me, tell me why. Yeah, about 4 people logged off immediately. I got this. If you're a flat earther, oh yeah, especially this is the top sign to use around here. Yeah, caution, wormholes. I have a worm farm. And of course, if you're a snowflake, you're not going to make it around here. You're going to melt. There we go, guys. Now, Rex sent me these, but I actually bought the snowflake sign myself in when I was in LeakCon. That's the only thing I probably bought. So there you go, guys. Snowflakes, you ain't gonna make it. Jokes, you know. Well, good night, love, and hugs. All right, very good. The large barrel-like thing above the transformer, the main box, is an oil cooler. Yeah, it makes it's easy because it's gravity fed, but also makes it easy to take out. Right, take out the oil cooler, and you don't cool. Or if you make the oil drain out from the bottom, either way. Like I said, I probably wouldn't have been going for the cooling fins, although it takes an expert to know to go for those. Probably wouldn't have been my choice, but then again, that's probably an easy target. Rex Bear, you're right, Dark Winter Wolf. Rex gave me those. If Brian Perendi comes in the room, Brian, are you here? I got something Brian sent me. I'll show it if he'll show up. I thought going on earlier he might be here. Well, those transformers are huge. They got thick walls, but you can get through them. I know how to do it. I know how to do it. Yep. All right, guys. We're gonna have to go here in a minute. I don't want to make the video too long because I want people to watch it after the fact. So I'm going to use the picture that I took, snap from Google Earth of the site in my thumbnail I'll post after this video. I got to go to bed. I got to get up early. I got to ship the worms, and I got to go into work for my day job. And I got 2 different jobs I'm working on. I probably need to work about 80 hours next week and the week after. I've worked this weekend. I'm supposed to get Fridays off usually when I work a lot of hours during the week. I did not do that this week because I'm being overloaded right here in the holidays. Not only am I working on my space launch system job, which just blew up and got bigger, but so for some reason they thought I needed another job. They thought that was going to get smaller, and I told them, no, this is going to happen. They didn't believe it. It did. It happened. But I'm working right now on a board. I'm actually doing a safety review for an electronics controller board that's going to fly on the Jet Propulsion Lab satellite, the JPL satellite. So there you go, guys. So I'm working JPL stuff. I'm working NASA Marshall launch rocket stuff. So, hey, Brandy, how you doing? So I'm probably going to need to end this, or we can do some other stuff. But basically, you got it. What you got tonight was where this happened, why it matters. Now, this might have just been some yahoos, maybe. But it shows how vulnerable our grid is. It shows how vulnerable it is. And it communicates that to other people. Just plants ideas in the heads of people that don't need ideas in their heads. Because our grid is so vulnerable, we don't need to be inspiring people to take her down. We need to inspire the idiots that run this country to get it hardened. Why don't they harden it? They've actually spent more money fighting hardening the grid than taking them for to harden it. Thank you for that, New Days. Yeah, I probably should share a couple of things here before we go. I probably should share a couple more things before we go. Ding, 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 ding. All right, let's close that. I got too many windows open. Too many windows. So that's how I was told one of my exes told me that's how I said window. Actually, we say window where I grew up. Window. Turns out window is close to the word window, which is the original word for window. So those I think they're saying it right when you say window, and somebody's saying window is windy. It's closer to the original word. It's us rednecks in the hills of Appalachia. We speak the old language more than Daniel Webster did. So who's Daniel Webster to be correcting us? Did it. There you go, Brandy. Yes. All right, let's see here. Hang on, guys. I am going to pull up a couple things. I'm going to open another little thing or two first, though. Close a couple things. Yikes, what was that? Oh, what was I going to open? I was going to open another channel. I was going to show y'all something. What was it? Change all his windows. I forgot the main thing. Oh, yeah, I need to open up Freedom Restoration Foundation. That's what I want to open. You ever walk into it? You ever just walk straight into a room? By gosh, you need some. So you just walk right in there and get in there and go, what I come in here for? just had it happen to him. Now I remember. Very, very, very good. Wow, where'd it go? There it is. Ding, 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 ding. Hang on, guys. Now let me hit the share. Pink Panther Flakes or pink. Oh, come on. I just think I have to go small like that. Share screen. Ding, ding. Guys, here it is. The Freedom Restoration Foundation. Freedom Restoration Foundation. Restoration means we don't want to just hold on what we got. We want them all back. Give us our freedom. Give it back. So we started this thing it's been a couple, maybe 3 years now. So you come in here, this tells you kind of, some odd things. Uh-oh, this thing's got hosed up some. WordPress keeps running these plugins and they're not running right. It's causing issues with our websites. Because there ain't no place I didn't have a video plugged. Something's going wrong. I got another guy editing this too. So that's another problem. Anyway, so come in here to Action Center. Let's see, that flag was supposed to be a banner across the whole page. It's supposed to be up here in the header, not down here. This is all hosed up. All hosed up. But anyway, come in here to Action Center. There's all these little alerts, things going on. You might want to read some of these. You might want to take action on some of these while you still can. Some of the stuff you might be concerned about. Tells you what's happening, how to find out more, and what to do about it. Specifically, the bills that are being in play, everything related to it, guys. Block the TikTok, block the talk. Alrighty, guys. We scroll down below all these, and here's about making your voice count, the basics. National bill tracking, state bill tracking. Yeah, a lot of the things that we need to pay attention to, what's most powerful is our states. You days, you managed to get this in our chat room. Find out who your Congress representatives are. Mods, y'all need to be following New Day's example. I'm trying to post some of the stuff in here. Send an email, calling, writing. So this tells you how to get a hold of your congressman, what to do. This is a Capitol Hill switchboard phone number. This one phone number gives you access to any of your congressmen or senators. And you can find who your people are if you go through and look at these sites on this page. You can press 1 for Senate and 2 for the House of Representatives. And this gives you the whole litany of everything above right there, all the websites right there, guys. So it tells you how to find your congressman, how to find your 2 senators, how to find your state legislators, how to track bills going on in the Congress, how to contact them. Everything you need to know is right there. And if you think you can't have effect, you're wrong. We've had major effects in the past. I mean, I've had huge effects on space policy back when I was chairman of the policy committee of the National Space Society. And it wasn't that big. We're getting big enough. We can have the same kind of effect here. Wise Al was in the house earlier. Maybe, thank you, Katie. Few days past posted Freedom Restoration Foundation. Guys, our survival network is starting to grow. Our survival tribe network. Please come and join it. These are things you can do to preserve your freedoms, to fight the hardened grid, to enhance your prepping abilities, because you can't, guys, you got to sleep sometime. You know, you can't watch your 6 day and night. You need other people working with you. You can't do everything. What do you do when you're sick? You need a tribe, but you got to have good people and you got to vet them. This can get you to join this, and you can find other people in your area. You can start the conversations you need to see if they're good. Oh, there she is. If you're good candidates to join the tribe. Now, Wise Al paid for this site out of her pocket. She paid a lot of money. I paid for this site out of my pocket. Wise Al and I are making a good tag team. I'm ringing the bell of freedom, and she's helping you find a place, a cubby hole to hide in. Guys, here's kind of my thought. We got to start pulling ourselves. This society is not for us. It's not with us. It's not going to help us. They're coming out with the central bank digital currencies. They're doing everything they can to thwart us. I saw a video today where Glenn Beck revealed a dream he had. And it's a very stark dream. He didn't want to talk about it. And when he first got it, he really tried to deny it. And then he got a call. Some preacher wanted to meet him. One of the nation's leading preachers really wanted to meet him, invited him over. And the night before he went over there, he flew into the towns, and then he stayed in a hotel. He had a dream that night, same dream. Really freaked him out. And when he got to the preacher's house, that preacher just sat on the edge of his couch, on the chair of his couch, and says, you know, Glenn says, sometimes God talks to people, especially people in power and influence, and he tells them things. And I just wanted you to know, you need to listen. And he said, that dream, he just referenced, he said, the dream, pay attention. He said, that's all I got to tell you. And that was it. Guys, when I saw that, that was like, wow, that's huge. The dream was he was in the White House being pushed along into a room. And he got in there, and there were some other people in the room. They took 3 of them out and went bang, bang. They said, we want to talk to you first. We want to get to know you. And he said, the guys, these are like part of the crew in the White House. They had the like Mission Impossible faces. They pulled them off. And he said, underneath it were demons. But Dad hated Glenn Beck. Well, he's definitely out there. But, you know, that whether you hate him or love him or whatever, that dream is powerful, especially had it vetted by a preacher in that fashion. That's like, wow. You know, I really think we are against dark forces. I mean, it's too well coordinated for humans to have done this. I mean, the slope we're falling into, the gulag it's been set up, is just too well oiled. It's too good for people to have come up with. And they don't seem to care about the people even setting it up. It plays them against each other. And that makes it easier for us not to see what's happening anyway. So we got characters on both sides fighting each other who are actually on the same side. They might be fighting tooth and nail, willing to blow each other to smithereens. That's okay. They're still serving the same master. That's what I've been telling you guys. We're being played. Trust no man, saith the Lord. Okay? Trust no man. I sound like something I think we were talking about on this panel. I should be coming over here to Swivelhead News. I got to get down here. Doug's just told me he got his computer fixed. Hey, Angela. Hey, Angela. Yeah, you got worms coming. What side is for some? Angela's a worm orderer. I got a box of worms in my vehicle ready to go for you, Angela. So hang on, we're going to go back here. She asked right here. survivaltribenetwork.com. survivaltribenetwork.com. Okay, guys, we are a family channel. Please, if you say anything, keep it clean. Keep it clean. No wordy dirts. No wordy dirts. I know sometimes this stuff makes you mad, makes you want to say a wordy dirt. But we are a family channel. Mystic Bengals, Green Greg's Apocalypse Wasteland says he did the NC event. What? Wow. No, I doubt that. They got a couple of people in custody. Okay. Angela, check out New Days Always. Just to this. survivaltribenetwork.com. Angela's a multiple. She's ordered for me several times. She orders under for preparedness company name. And she's ordered for me multiple times. So Angela, I thank you. I thank you. You're the kind of supporter that keeps me going here. My worm orders are way down from what they used to be. So they're not, I had shut down for various reasons. I've come back up, and the level of orders just they're just not where I would expect at this time. So that's crazy. Well, he was seeming to be chatting okay for a while. All right, guys, you got to watch it in here, guys. You say the wrong stuff and get us shut down. You can't really just asking, offering help. What can I do for you? And then he went there. Angela, everyone, nothing compares to Greg's. There you go. Buy worms from Uncle Jim and see, you're going to get some little bitty worms. Guarantee you. You don't get worms, there'll be little bitty things. They might be alive. You get worms from me, you got some worms. Guarantee you. Try. Just order a box from Uncle Jim's and order a box from me and see what you get. And then show it. Do it on live. Do it on video. Just kick 2 boxes. Do it. I'll give you 2 boxes. Order from me and Uncle Jim's and do them live on the video. Open them. I'll be happy. I challenge any of y'all to do that. I'll watch with glee because I know my worms are better. All right. He's getting all the sales. But I got to say, my worm farm, I've got about 62 cubic yards of worm beds. As long as I'm producing every 2 weeks, well, I got one big worm bed that's out of commission right now. We got to put concrete around the bottom to keep the moles out. Moles, M-O-L-E-S. They're my biggest trouble. And they got through one of my beds, and I got a concrete around it. And the rain coming, I don't know if I'm going to make it. That bed might wind up being out of commission over winter, and I got to go get some more compost. I've got 3 loads of wood chips, but it's going to take a while to decompose enough to be used in worm beds. That's my primary first choice for worm bedding, but it's got to break down. The one thing I can process fast is horse manure. So I make it a combination, basically. In the old days, cotton hulls would have been the single best thing to put in a worm bed, but I will not use it because they put so much what do you call Roundup? Glyphosate in it. Yeah, I'm getting more brain lock. Pig Latin. Who peaks egg patently? Dark winter. Greg, there's a lot of people having dreams like that. Your sons and daughters shall prophesy, your young men shall see visions, and your old men shall dream Acts 2:17. Amen, Kathy. Amen, Kathy. I tell you, I've done several videos with Stacy Zavicki on the dream she had. It was very powerful, very powerful. And you take that and you take what Glenn Beck and some of these guys are saying. I mean, I'm not even asking you to like Glenn Beck. That's not the point. It ain't got anything to do with that. But he had a very powerful dream and a very powerful verification to that dream from a preacher. Guy calls him in, and all he had to tell him was pay attention to his dream. And he had a dream that night, a recurrence of it. He says exactly the same. How many people here have dreamed the same thing more than once? Isn't that weird? And you have the same dream over and over? Glyphosate, yes, I know. Thank you. Steve M. What is the latest count on food processing plants destroyed? I don't know, guys. But have y'all seen the price of eggs? Have you seen the price of eggs? Where's my phone at? Jeez. Let me see. Oh, I took some pictures. I was just dumbfounded. I made a short video of it even. I wouldn't play it directly on the channel because this got started music and I'll get a copyright claim on it. But la 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 la. Let me see if I can find them in here. The pictures. I could do the video if I write over it and put it in an editor where you can't hear the sound from it. I was thinking to do that because I thought this makes sense for a here they are, guys. I hope y'all can see this. That is the cheapest, sorriest eggs you can buy in a grocery store. It was $1 something a dozen a few weeks ago. They are $5.99. $5.99. Those are just little 12 packs. I think you can see that. I can see it. Oh, let me do this. Let me stop the share and make it easier to see. We'll come back here and share again in a minute. I think that makes the screen too small. $5.99 a dozen. Cheap. These are the large grade A eggs. Guys, these things have tripled in price in what? Just a week maybe or two? I don't know. Yeah, Judy, eggs are going to be going up apparently. Now, you might think maybe it's the holidays, but I never seen them go this much over a holiday before. Nothing like that. Nothing like that. That blew my mind. I was going to go buy some eggs, and I looked down and go, oh, no, just go give me a steak instead. Everything's about to go up. 18 pack, $8.99. Yeah, the 18 packs is more than that. I got the 18 packs too, but here's a video. Let's see if I don't play the whole thing. It gets to the 18 pack. I'll show it to you. Oh, that's another 12 pack. I'll stop it. Hang on. Yeah, there's 9 18 pack. Hang on. Yeah, I'm $1 even for the cheaper ones. Or $8.88, $8.89 for the cheapest ones. Yeah, Kathy. Oh, what I showed you was 12 eggs. That was a dozen. Almost $6. $5.99. That is 50 cents an egg. I need some chickens. That's what I'm planning to do eventually. Right now, I got more stuff than I can handle. My hands are full, but yeah, I need to get some chickens. I want to put some out. Then I got a greenhouse outside. Y'all probably seen it. And the woods are over here. In between's an orchard. I did a video from that orchard. My plans is to cordon off that orchard, throw tons of wood chips in it, so there'll be a lot of grub bugs in there, and throw the chickens there and let them eat them grubs. Fiddler-fi. That's a pretty good word. The first word I got was 7 last night from Central North Carolina. Okay, so it's happened 7. It's a happening time. It might have been to stop a certain event. Apocalypse. That's not the way to be talking. $6.29 for a gallon of milk. Ooh, I hadn't seen that. Didn't even look at the milk. It's Publix, but you know, I imagine everyone's going like that now. Okay, Apocalypse, watch it. You'll get banned from the channel. At least don't be talking. Yeah, it's Publix. Calm down tonight. Calm down, folks. Angela got 20. They are easy, folks. Mobile box. Oh, she got 20 hens or 20 chickens. Mobile boxes, and have them prep your ground for planting. There you go, Angela. Angela, you gonna feed any of the worms to your chickens, Angela? Angela's ordered 2 pounds of worms. and she's ordered worms from, I believe this is probably what, your third time, maybe fourth, third or fourth time, 3 or 4 times she's ordered worms just in the last few months. So she's gotten a fair bit of worms. So that's what tells you you're doing. When you get a repeat customer, that's your confirmation of what you're doing. Now, I got a couple of ladies that work for me doing some of that stuff out there, and I tell them, guys, this is what we got to keep doing, because repeat customers is what keeps us going. So we got to keep the quality up. So I'm going down to the barn and kissing my chickens. I've been trading honey for eggs. There you go. Maybe I should trade worms and worm castings. There you go. Lots of beds and compost piles. Girl, you are in the right direction. So you must have a good garden. Maybe I should do a video in your garden. Too bad chickens don't have lips. Y'all funny. Y'all funny. All righty, guys. We've been here long enough. We're really getting. Hang on. I did have a couple of things I was going to show. I get distracted. I'm ADHD. Holy, I must be easily distracted. All right, guys, let's go back and share screen. A couple more things to show you. Yeah, what happened there? That's what I wanted to see. This is my swivel head channel for topics I can't cover on this channel. This is my, or on this platform. This is my Rumble Swivel Head News channel. And Doug came in here tonight. He just told me he just got his computer fixed. So I think I want to be having some video with him real soon, and a couple other people. Time is my biggest challenge. I'm having to work really big overtime hours, but I'm going to put some more stuff on this channel, guys. This will be stuff that you won't hear on my YouTube platform. This is where it all hangs out. Rumble Swivel Head News. So y'all can subscribe to this channel. Bad chickens don't have. Hey, thank you, Susie Q. The county seat is Carthage. Yeah, I showed that earlier. There is a lot of strategic infrastructure in Moore County. I guess it's right next door to Fort Bragg. Yep, that's where I was stationed. Guess was you in the room when I showed y'all, when I showed earlier where I lived? I actually showed the dirt patch where my trailer used to be. Right there next to Pope Air Force Base, right at the entrance way of Pope Air Force Base. That's where I used to live. Thank you for sharing that. That's the YouTube one. So I got a YouTube one. I don't think I'm going there tonight. We're going to have to end, guys. A lot of times I do that. Holy smoke, I got to get up in the morning. I'm not sharing. Oh, what happened here? Oh, I see. Hang on, guys. Sorry. There we go. Sorry, guys. This is the Swivel Head News channel from Rumble. So I got a flag that Thomas Paine wrote on, or somebody wrote a Thomas Paine quote on. Well, exactly, it wasn't he wrote that. He didn't write, I don't think. Somebody wrote his quote in there. Those who expect to reap the blessings of freedom must, like men, undergo the fatigue of supporting it. Well, come support it. Join my, get involved in and use the, you don't even have to join. Just go in and use the Freedom Restoration Foundation website. You don't have to be a member or join our Facebook group. Don't cost you a penny. Just a little of your time helping the universe. Tiffany says, I live in California. She is here like me. She has a roost in the house. She won't be able to afford the store. That's right, guys. There may not be a store if the grid goes down. There won't even be a store, guys. So coming here, this is the thank you. New Days just shared the, she shared this channel with you guys. Come and subscribe. There'll be more content on here. There will be. This is my YouTube channel, Swivelhead News. These type videos and all my what's going on videos, my news videos will all migrate to this channel. I'm going to stop doing this on Green Greg's. All the content I've been bringing, this kind of stuff, will move to Swivelhead News. Green Greg's is going to revert to being a gardening channel, the way it started out. Gardening, worms. I might do prepping, but as long as it don't include the political dimension. And here's why. My worm sales have dropped dramatically because my YouTube channel, this channel is a funnel for worm sales. Worm sales are worth more than what I make out of YouTube, which is almost nothing. So I'm running a lot of the customer base off, I guess, because they don't like my politics. So I'm going to bring it over on this channel. So this is what most of y'all want to see. I mean, my viewers on this channel, that's what y'all want. So I'm creating another channel for that. And this channel will be, I will cover prepping news and what's going on. I might even do a live call-in show one day. I may introduce a live call-in show here. So Green Greg's will be green, garden green, and maybe mushrooms, maybe microgreens. But I may split separate channels after that. Honestly, YouTube don't know what to do with your videos unless you're a very narrow niche. And it really hurts you when you cover wide, broad topics that don't fit together in a narrow niche. Unknown, it's a scam. Bird flu is not a threat. There you go. So, yeah, right now chickens might be a really good thing to have. The best thing to do, if you got chickens, is put a screen over it or something over the top of them where other birds can't poop in where they're at, because that's how they pick up the bird flu from that poop. So everyone's switching. There you go. So come over here and subscribe to this channel. I only got 1,000 subscribers over here. There is 58,000 on my Green Greg's channel. So y'all need to migrate over here, because right now, on some nights I'll migrate. I'll start a video up on this channel and I'll finish it over here. Well, the day's going to come, you won't see me on this channel talking this stuff at all. It's all going to be right here. It will all be right here. This will be the news channel. That's what it says, Swivelhead News. I got a website for that too. I got the URL. I'll do stuff on the future. And I started out with some shorts. I was talking about bloomers earlier, wasn't I? And now these are political, but they're meant to be funny. As y'all know, I am the poet and sometimes the rapper. So there is a Congress critter named AOC from the party of perversions and tyranny. She pushed her carbon credit casinos, but now she's being protested by Latinos because they won't focus on faith and family. Not that mess she's behind. There is a Congress critter. There we go. There's your sample, guys. There's your sample. Oh, what was TT saying? So, yeah, there's different ones. Some about Sniffy Joe. Bill Gates. Sniffy Joe's ice cream economy. That's probably one of the better ones. Elon Sunrise at Twitter. All right, there's a couple live on them. That's something uploaded. So if you don't see what's live, they used to show the live videos, but now you got to click on the live to see what the live videos were. So we've gone live at the end of some of these videos. So I'm a quarter of the way. We got enough subscribers to monetize this chapter, and I'm a quarter of the way to the watch hours. So the more I do live sessions over here, the faster it'll happen. Orders may be down due to people not having the money to buy anything. You know, they'll buy worms in the hardest time because that ensures you can eat, especially when the grid goes. So I think that's probably part of it. Assisted suicide centers. See, that's it. The left is anti-life. They hate human life. That's why they're glad to have speakers around talking about why we need to volunteer to quit having kids. How human species needs to self-extinct itself. Yeah, literally. There's people around talking mess like that. Malthusian, limits to growth, can't do anything, lock everything down, take away all your freedoms, put everybody in the gulag. That's where they're coming from. I'm going to share your worm site on my neighborhood app, Greg. Thank you, Angela. See, Angela's one of my big customers, one of my big promoters. Thank you, Angela. You're awesome. That is awesome. Douglas Saxon just subscribe to Swivelhead News. Thank you, Douglas. Appreciate it. Like I said, I'm going to be doing a lot of content on here eventually. I plan to move. But see, if for no other reason other than just to help the algorithms, it's best if I split my content up into themes. This way, the news is here. And another thing is, what's of value on a channel is often the green videos, the ones that are timeless, that last a long time. You can't find the green videos on Green Greg's because there's so much news on it. So I need to set, and it also has to do how YouTube promotes things. When it promotes news to people that are gardeners, they don't want to see it, and they think the video is no good. When they promote gardening to people that want the news side, they don't watch that. They think bad, so they don't. So they don't promote your videos because the robots that does that don't know where to send stuff. And the AI is not that smart. AI is not that smart. Let me show you how not smart AI is. Hang on, I'll show you in a minute. First, let's do two other things. Galactic Gregs. This is my space channel. Yeah, it's way out of niche for Green Gregs, but this is also me. I am a spaceman. He's a prepper. He was born a hillbilly. How's that for a story? Who grew up to become a space Wookiee. Odin-esque. All right. So if I get you all stressed out, I got a channel for that too. Serenity Soothing Sounds. You got to check this out. Serenity Soothing Sounds. I'll be putting, I got tons of video not posted yet, because it takes a long time just to edit it and post it here. But autumn rain on a tin roof. This is out of my barn. And here's my peeper frogs. Also got spring frogs that sound different than these that I got to put the video on. Brandy's been out here. She's heard these frogs. New Day's been out here. She's heard the frog. I think New Day's, you heard them. Yeah, pretty sure you have.
For just $67, you can make as many videos as you want, and you never need to pick up a camera or use any.
I don't know anybody watch these videos anymore. That is in my barn loft. The camera aimed out of my barn loft. Looking out over what will be a swamp again soon. And that's my frogs. I also got water, gurgling water from aquaponic systems. And I got several aquaponic systems. So I got plenty of gurgling water sources. I'm just waiting for a good thunderstorm to do some recording. I've got some thunder recordings too. About Canadian suicides. Whew, lordy, guys. There's a lot of people just don't love life, though. That's the scary thing. So I was going to show y'all something else. Y'all inspired me, and I forgot what it was. Somebody just tickled my brain. I was going to show you something. I'm all excited to show you something. I thought, well, let me finish going through these channels first. And now, what was it? Angela and Greg, no joke. Hang on, I'm going to stop sharing so y'all see me. Halo. She says, no joke. For news, I've known a couple of people have suddenly dropped and stopped breathing. Oh, that's scary. Well, there's a lot of theories about that. I saw the price of a quart of oil the other day. Last time I bought oil, it was 89 cents. Well, how much was that, Judy? It's been a long time since oil was 89 cents. Unless it's maybe just a little tin of oil for a sewing machine. I don't know what that cost. Even gun oil costs more than that. Why AI is not smart. Oh, thank you. AG, you got it. That's it. Yeah, AI, they over promoted. They always show you all the smart stuff it does. They don't show the dumb stuff it does. You know, I've started playing. I was thinking I wanted some artwork, you know, make a good thumbnail or something. So I tried to inspire some of this AI art to come up with a thumbnail for me for tonight. And it didn't do too spectacular. So I put in a gun attack on an electric power substation with large transformers and power lines in a pine forest in rural North Carolina. No letters, and had a bunch more descriptive words in here, a whole bunch of them. And even some picture of the PG power substation in Metcalf, California. Oh, no, don't do that. Don't do that. And what I got a pine forest. It knows how to draw trees. It's really good at drawing nature landscapes, trees, forests, mountains, rivers. But when you go to any devices, so this is the power lines. I don't know what. Well, it's a twisted thing. Yeah, that thing would break and fall down. It's got gigantic cords coming in here. She's all twisted up. Yeah, that one's no better. No substations, no transformers. I even asked for an explosion in it. None of that. It's supposed to be gunfire. I like an eagle nest up here. Look like they couldn't tell the trees from the power lines. Yeah, it gets pretty whacked at times. If you try to get it to show somebody carrying a nug, a long smoke pole, oh my gosh, it don't know how to do that at all. And they give a guy like 12 fingers. Sometimes it gets the finger count right, but sometimes it goes goofy. Yeah, it gets some goofy stuff, and it has a lot of problems drawing earthworms. A lot of problems with that. Even when you give it pictures. Sometimes you give it pictures to prompt it. Pictures and artwork. It was a nickel when I was, okay, David. Anyway, I just thought I'd show that with you. I had better luck with some things. There's my cat. He did not get the idea of a wormhole. That was my attempt at a wormhole. That didn't work. Look at it, guys. No, I actually came up with my own artwork for that. I did it though. It made an interesting creation here for my universal habitat. It does pretty good with aquarium type scenes, oceanic scenes, except some fish have their tail fins at both ends. I'm all into mountain men. I thought I was going to be one once upon a time. That's about as good a scene as I've got with anybody with a nug, and that one's weird. And look at all those fingers. They usually, if you ask them for one of these things, it's about 4 or 5 different sticks pointing in different directions. It really gets bad. Okay, he's got a weird eye though. Something odd about his eye. That's another attempt to get at my universal habitat. Just wasn't quite big enough. I'm trying to get alternate views other than the artwork I got. My Chinese moon station, it didn't work out too good. Looks like Chinese are going to come in 2 different sizes in the day, large and extra large. But they're bigger than the spaceships. They must have grown on the moon. 1/6 gravity, well, maybe they will. Here's my possum works. Yeah, I got some Borgs in here. There's a bad Borg, right? But you gotta have a grandpa Borg too. Tree hat. My mystic wizard. I only put one word for this one, God. I thought, if I say God and don't say anything else, what's it going to come back with? That was one of 4 images. And I was trying to get a global warming picture. That didn't work at all. That looks like my son, be honest. I didn't say my son, but that came out looking like my son. That was my first work on there. Anyway, so much for that. Stop share. What y'all think about that stuff? Sometimes, like I said, sometimes it's stupid. You know, it's just got algorithms. Don't give it intelligence. I mean, you see people, they're trying to confer all this intelligence. Look, Dolly E predicts this and that. It ain't predicting anything. It's just drawing pictures, following algorithms. I mean, people make too much out of it. Well, Susie Q, when I was a kid, I was building muzzleloading rifles, playing around with steel traps and camping out in the woods all the time. And I would run and try to jump the creek with all my gear. And that was a pretty good jump to make. Fortunately, I didn't kill myself doing it. So dang, that was darn full stupid. No smart mountain man would do. I was trying to be Bear Grylls, I guess. If you follow Bear Grylls out in the woods, if you follow Bear Grylls survival techniques, you will not survive at all. You will die if you do what Bear Grylls does. Well, I was being a Bear Grylls, but when you 14 years old, you're young, stupid, and you think you're immortal. Yeah. So I used to build muzzle loaders, and hey, I built my own corn cob pipes. This is a corn cob pipe I made when I was about 12 years old. This thing is 60 years old. I bet I could, no, 50 years old. I bet I could still smoke it. I know I can. It's got tobacco in it. It's old tobacco. I have to get it out. I've not smoked a pipe in the house in years. Check that out. And I had two that would hang in gun racks. I had two that's over 3 foot long. One of them got stolen when I moved. Hey, I made some small pipes. It wasn't all big. That was one of my small ones. And I used to sit in that cabin that was in our woods where I grew up. I'd smoke one of them pipes. Shoot, my darn fireplace drew so good, I could sit on the front porch smoking a pipe and it would draw through the cabin and up through the chimney. Brandy knows what I'm talking about. Gandalf Greg. Hey, is Gorgeous Awesome still in the room? This is one of their gifts to me. My magic wand. Well, the Shungat crystal. No, it's not bone, that's apple wood. They said it was apple for the teacher. Smoke another one. I gotta clean it out. I'll do that one night. I'll clean it up and smoke it. All right, Susie Q. Ye shall not pass. That's what we're all about here. Keeping evil from passing. Maybe I am. Keeping evil from passing. My Patriot Supply. Well, thank you for that, New Days. Beautiful place, Greg. Yeah. Randy and one of her friends came here and stayed for a couple of weeks in the driveway. And man, I went and visited my old home site and I showed her my cabin. It's built on the side of a hill looking down into a creek, and there's beautiful woods when I was a kid there. And the girl that got it clear cut it, unfortunately. Like she destroyed it almost. But the cabin finally caved in. I mean, it stood for, that darn thing stood for over 50 years, I believe. About 50 maybe. It just recently caved in. But it was old. And if y'all got that on the video, y'all can find that on one of my videos. If you go back, you'll see my old cabin. And I think I showed y'all pictures of it once or twice. But in fact, I'll show you a picture from me on the front porch of it. You don't see the whole cabin. But this is me on the front porch of that cabin. That's one of my long corn cob pipes. Yeah, that one's about 3 foot long. That was me way back. I had a buzzard feather in my hat and a screen door and a wooden door on the cabin. See that? Overalls, no short. That's shirt. That's where I used to always run around. And then about, that would have been about 1976. So 1981, about 5 years later, I guess. There I am as a young soldier. Spring Lake, North Carolina. This is before I moved to where the Pope Air Force Base was. with my son, and I'm wearing an L5 Society t-shirt. Just I have. And it was a lieutenant. Who's that guy to my right? I can't remember his full name. Lieutenant somebody, another guy named Pelican. We were some of the officers in the North Carolina, in the Cumberland L5 Society. Yeah, and I lived in trailer parks back in the day. After I got off the farm. Let's see. Love the pictures. I'm so proud of my Army boots. I tried to take a picture of my Army boots. My wife had to squeeze into the picture. See, I was trying to get a picture of my Army boots. I had them so shiny. And she had to squeeze in the picture. What'd you do that for? That's my wife one. Here I am, being me, in a longboat. Man, why don't it focus? Come on, focus. Focus. Come on, focus. There it is. Damn, this boat was actually in North Carolina. Had on some cowboy boots. I'm ready to jump out. Arr! Watch out. I didn't know at that time my ancestor actually is principally Viking. I didn't know that back in the day. Found out that much many years later. But I always noticed I took the cold weather real well. There I am with Gerard K. O'Neill. This is at the University of Alaska in the winter of '81. After I went back to, that was 100 miles from where I lived. And we drove there at nighttime, went back at nighttime. It was over 60 degrees below zero ambient temperature. Ed Kiker was driving. I videoed him on his channel. And we, with the North Star L5 Society, Gerard K. O'Neill come out with a space colony, rotating space colony concept. And in this picture, now I've been big for a while, but I'm the skinny guy in this picture. This was with our Huntsville, Alabama L5 Society. I'm the guy, the skinny guy with the blonde hair, no glasses. The other guy's Alan Story. This is in a mall in Huntsville, Alabama. We had started the Huntsville, Alabama L5 Society. I used to be a skinny dude. I'm skinnier than I was, actually. I have lost 40 pounds in the last few months. Carnivore diet. All right, guys. There we are. Modern soldiers don't have to shine boots. Yeah, well, we did in the 70s and 80s. Yeah, they got all that. Well, that's probably better because, you know, you want to be camo. You don't want to shine. But boy, back in the day, they thought you had to shine stuff. Boy, you could see your face in my boots. Population in my spread out town is 131. Oh, that's cool. You look north there. Yeah, I got it in big time. Don't even see pipes anymore. Oh, well, I used to make them. Made my own. Hand holding the stem was always the trick. Go back through some of these notes. Now, one thing you don't do, don't mix any tobacco products with anything that's related to any nightshade plant. If you're going out in your garden to handle your garden soil, your garden tools, do not go when you smoke or after you smoke. Don't smoke there. If you smoke or use any kind of tobacco product, wash your hands very thoroughly and then use alcohol. If you can use that 90 proof, that's even better than 1% is. The stronger, the better. And let your fingers soak or be wet for at least 7 seconds. Don't dry it off immediately. At least 7 seconds. L5. There is something, I should call it up on a site here. There's 5 points in a two-body gravitational system where the gravitational fields cancel each other out. This is figured out by the French mathematician Lagrange in the 1790s. In 1975, it was proposed at a space manufacturing conference held by Gerard K. O'Neill that it was proposed to set a large space manufacturing facility in space colonies, the rotating space colonies, at an L5 location. Because the gravitational fields cancel each other out, there would be a very stable place to put large scale space facilities. They planned it at that time. We're thinking about building solar power satellites for energy on Earth, using resources from the moon. And so a society was formed to promote the colonization of space. The society determined that its goal was to disband. So I joined a society whose goal was to disband. It was a goal of the society to disband. That was their goal. I thought that was awesome. People said, what's your society about? Well, we formed to disband. What? Yeah, to disband in space. In a space habitat, space colony in space. People really freak out then. So L5 always made people ask, what's L5? You know, when we changed our name to National Space Society, I hated it. So, well, everybody wants Space Society. That's like National Railroad Station. We're not even national, we're an international organization. Why don't we choose NSS for a name? I hated that name. Anyway. Yeah, so you got to watch being around nightshade plants. Since somebody made a comment about this, I want to switch back to that. They've already found Roundup in the 80s in U.S. urine. Oh my gosh, 80%. Roundup, forever chemicals. That's probably all this is why the sperm rates is dropping and dropping faster. It was dropping, and now it's even accelerated. We may be infertile. We may wind up with no children at some point. And maybe why guys are getting so feminized. Maybe that's why women are so masculinized these days, is the hormones are being thrown off by all the chemicals in the environment. Even rainwater now has these forever chemicals in it. Guys, our whole environment is getting polluted bad. We need to go away from this stuff. We need to go organic, all natural. You know, I've come up with a home site concept that you can make a living in, live out of, and grow all your food in. On this 1/10 of an acre, it's called my universal habitat. Check it out. It's in my videos below. Check out, it's in the videos on my channel. Check out my universal habitat video. Guys, this solves so many problems, and it makes us independent too. What did you say? These glyphosates to dry grain. Yeah, they do. Actually, see, it kills grasses, and grain is a grass. So you'd think they wouldn't use it in wheat fields, but oh no, they actually spray the whole wheat field with it to kill all the wheat so it dies at the same time. It's all dried out, then they harvest it. So they come up with so many ways to use this mess, and it's carcinogenic. So, yeah, Michael. Yeah, there's just all kinds of mess out here. Our environment has got whacked. We don't even know what all the effects are. Yeah, it's down to the point we just about have to filter rainwater. It's a mess. I don't know if it picks it up just from dropping through the air, because you think when water evaporates, it wouldn't have that in it. So I think maybe if you distill water, it still gets rid of some of that stuff, but unless it's as volatile as water, that's the problem. So yeah, we got to start treating rainwater. That's sad. It's really sad. We always hoped that rainwater was the one good thing to drink, but now they tell us it's not pure. It's like everything is getting contaminated, the whole world. This is why we got to go back to our own systems, guys, and get clean. Ace Lee, how you doing, buddy? Seems like it, don't it? Yeah, we live in a perverted world, Lace. Things aren't good. Things aren't good. So that's what we're trying to do here, is get people tuned in to the idea that we can live better. And that's the bottom line. That's maybe the good notion to end this video on tonight. Microplastics and rainwater. Microplastics, you know, that's got hormone bending stuff in it. I mean, that bisphenol A and all the replacements for we don't have bisphenol A anymore. That's just worse. That's all. It's not no more bisphenol A in this plastic. But we got worse stuff in here. Worse stuff. I mean, I won't tell you that. It's actually worse stuff. They take bisphenol A and replace it with something even worse. But all they tell you is we don't have bisphenol A anymore. This is good for you. Use this now. Drink it, and if you're a guy, you'll be a girl. If you're a girl, you'll be a guy when you get done drinking all this stuff. So, or you won't be neither. Or you'll be nothing. You'll be you'll be a eunuch, a mutant eunuch, mutant eunuch. Come on, some weird sounding word out of that, right? Yeah, it's time to go. Time to go. Joe's blog. So welcome, Fed Up. Yeah. We still got 194 in the room. Wow, guys. So don't boil it. Run it through Alexa Pure Pro. Well, even those, hey, I'm gonna tell you something. All these filters, they tell you can filter hundreds of thousands of gallons of water. That's not right. That's if it's pure. Don't have anything in it, maybe. Yeah, they overhype that stuff. Nowhere near the claims that they make. It's not getting anywhere near them. This goes for all of those filters. I may be single, but I'm feminine. There you go, Granny. Hey, single and feminine. That's two. That's two bells ringing for you there. All right. Anyone else notice the lack of L-tryptophan in your butterball turkey this year? Why? So it's not put to sleep. What happened? What happened there, Judy? Yeah, we've been on for a while now. I did not mean to go this long. I got a early morning tomorrow. It's everywhere. You're right. You're right, Katie. It's everywhere. That's a sad thing. That's a sad thing. They have promoted this stuff. Yeah, they're finding all this junk down in Antarctica now. Antarctica. So why didn't the turkey make you sleepy? No L-tryptophan. Why no L-tryptophan? What's different? Frozen. If you don't mind me asking, well, go ahead and ask as long as it's clean. Farmer Bill. How you doing, Patrick? Okay, you got a potato head there almost. You want me to smoke one of my pipes one night? Yeah, we'll have to have a grandfatherly conversation here one night. Didn't get sleepy at all. Oh, that's a bummer. That's part of the eating the Thanksgiving to get sleepy. I always heard that it wasn't the turkey, but it's the carbs that made you sleepy, but I don't know about that. And the dressing. Never noticed it on the label. Well, is it naturally occurring? Is it something they added or something they managed to take out? What's going on with the L-tryptophan? You know, pizza had it. Man, pizza can make you sleepy. Speaking of sleepy, my coffee's got cold. It's slipping up too slow. When you got a cup this big, it cools off in a hurry. You know, I know it makes you sleepy, but why is it not in the turkey now? Is the question. Does anybody know? Wood smoke was good for breath, like forest fires. Yeah, that's true, Jesse. Well, no smoke's really good for you. A Gandalf pipe. Y'all want to see me smoke one of those? Well, Cindy, what I don't know is trivial things that don't matter. I can't tell you jack diddle about sports. Not reliably. I mean, I don't know a little bit, but nothing much. Almost, very, very little when it comes to sports. I don't know jack diddle about stuff that's on television, pop culture. Yeah, I remember some of the old songs, somewhat. Yeah, there's just a lot of that stuff that everybody's yucking up, and that's all they consume is all that pop trivia stuff that's not gonna be worth 2 cents 2 days later, right? Like what's going on with various stars. Let's see who they obsess over. They obsess over Paris Hilton or Kardashians or I don't know jack deal about them. Don't care nothing about them. Don't care 2 cents about them. Who controls the food supply controls the people. It controls energy, controls whole cons. It controls the money, controls the world. Well, now they got all that in the same hands, don't they? Thanks, Klaus Slobber. Klaus Schlauber. Wow. The House of Klaus, the Billy of Gates. So there we go, guys. They all listen to Henry Kissinger. Now that where we're at. I cook chicken breast in my crock on the wood stove. That's good. Water. That's all messed up. Garden chicks music. Hey, I make my own music. I make my own poetry. Hey, I'm not into music poetry. You know, I make my own. I roll my own poetry. I roll my own music. But my tobacco ain't wacky unless it's rabbit tobacco. I can't do that stuff. Whom has the nukes and wanting to use it has the world at its knees. Ooh, yeah. If they're willing to use it, the one that strikes first wins. I'm telling you that, guys. Don't tell me a nuclear war can't be fought and won. It can. And it'll be won by the one that strikes first. If they're smart and do it right, they absolutely can win a nuclear war. Not to say they won't get some blowback out, but they can win the nuclear war. And Aisley is right. Take that to the bank. Furthermore, I'm telling you, China puts the mass driver on the moon. We're done. That's all there is. Then, you know, I did a video, said it's not over. Because so many people ever thumbnail they put out, they said it's over. They said it's over, and it was so overused. I did a video and said it's not over. Of course, I would probably get a zillion times more views if they said it's over all the time, like they did, because they got a lot more views than I did. But I said, they really bugged me. I said, it's not over. If China gets an operating mass driver on the moon, okay, then I will put up that it's over. And then I'm going to say bye-bye, because it will be over. So I can't let them beat us to the moon, guys. They can be there as long as somebody else is there too. I mean, somebody other than Russia or one of their allies. You know, as long as we got some up there. Because we don't want them having the moon to themselves and putting a mass driver up and then have a free reign with it. Because that will be a reign of 8 kiloton explosions at machine gun rate fire with no radiation directed anywhere they want it, like a raster scan. Like, you know, that's what you see on the old CRT screen on the TVs. All the little pixels lit up by raster scan. It goes very fast, electron gun. It's raster scan. Just imagine a raster scan of carpet bombing nukes that are non-radiation, because they're not nukes, but the explosions are as big as nuclear explosions, almost. Ooh, that's what we're talking about. You know, you can't stop them. You can't stop them. They see you coming for 3 days on your way up there. They can, if you want to launch an attack on them, you're launching a full, yeah, we're going to attack them. We're launching an attack. Well, look at you, see you coming. They'll go eat breakfast, and lunch, and dinner, peek at you. Go to bed, get up. Go eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner, play some pool, fiddle fart around, go to bed. Get up again, eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and then let's get rid of these pests before they get here. You're gone. I'll take you out. Because they got the moon base. They got plenty of time to take you out at their leisure. You cannot take them out. Go, Patrick. Great song. What song? What's Patrick saying? Patrick, a country boy can't survive. Yeah. Can't stomp us out. Can't make us run. We got our old boy, our own shotgun. Yeah, I did some charts on that. There's some charts on that Mississippi River. She's running dry. Lordy, 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 lordy. Hang on. I actually did some charts and kind of sung that. I had some lyrics to it. Let's see here. Can I find them? I don't know. We got to go. We got to go. We're on here too long tonight. Put them. That's a different set of presentations. Yeah, my darn power went out and all my folders I keep open had to shut down. I ain't got them back open yet. Oh, power went out tonight. I had a power outage. The third one for the day. I don't remember the lyrics exactly. This goes with the lyrics. I have to brush up on it. Hang on, guys. If I can show you the charts real fast. Ding, ding, ding. I got to set it in. What's going on? I can find the presentation mode thing. We got a chart in presentation mode. Oh, that's why. Take that out of presentation mode. Now we come back to this other one. Set it into presentation mode. Let me. This is weird. Just don't have the presentation mode icon in like it should have. What's going on? This is like odd. Something's odd with my PowerPoint file here. Here. Yeah, I hadn't seen that slideshow. I'm gonna force it into the slideshow. Nope, that ain't right. That ain't what you need to see. She is not right. Well, I've had this set to do it right before. Why is it not right? Why is it not giving me the right icons? That's not set right for one. Okay. All right, guys, sorry for me wasting time here, but I'm trying to get the presentation, but there's supposed to be a icon at the bottom you click to put something in presentation mode. It's not there. That's really odd. I don't know why. I can force it into presentation mode from the other tab, the view tab though, or the slideshow tab. Should be able to. There we go. That's not the way you shouldn't have to do it that way. All right, guys, I'm going to show you these slides. Hang on. All right, anybody can sing this song here? I need to put the lyrics and practice them a little bit first. I said, I really don't know too much other. I know some. I love Hank. He's one of my favorites. Give me a second. Preacher man said it's the end of time. Let's see. Mississippi River, she's going dry. Yeah, I don't remember the lyrics. Gosh, what's wrong with me right now? Interest rates up and the stock market's down. And you only get shot if you go downtown. Wife and me, we live back in the woods, you see. Yeah, this goes with that song. Can't stop us out, you can't make us run. Those old boys raised with their own shotgun. We say grace, and we say amen. Yeah. All right, that went with the song. This is where you need to go to buy worms, guys. Springgregs.com. That's what used to be at the top until they migrate, but click the buy worms and it'll show you everything from there. All right, I got to practice this and finish this presentation. Wild edible plants, identifying those medicinal plants. I got videos on that, Patrick. I got videos on that. All right, we've been on here too long, guys. We've been here too long. This makes my video. No one's going to want to watch this video except you guys have been watching it. Anybody tomorrow is going to say, this video's too long. I ain't going to watch this thing. So that's one thing that hurts my videos when I go along like this. But y'all got it hard to get away from. What did Angela say? Scroll back up. Oh, what Angela said. Mark Honcho, what happened? Joe blogs grow. There you go, grow food. You're right. Ace Lee, Cindy Coker. Ace Lee used to be in Huntsville. He's over in the Far East right now. Somewhere. Angela said something somewhere. Greg, what size CME would it take to knock down satellites? Okay, good question. It's a multiple answer kind of a question. It's various shades. You say knock them down. Now there are if the sun causes enough activity, causes Earth's atmosphere to expand, that causes the drag on Earth orbit satellites to increase and fall out of the sky. You can say that knocks them down, but it's another thing to fry their electronics. See, these are two different effects. I heard Canadian prepper today talking about knocking the satellites down. It applies if you cause the Earth's atmosphere to expand. The Skylab space station fell down sooner than we thought it would because the sun was very active, and it caused the atmosphere to expand, increase the drag. They were trying to build a tug machine to go up there and boost it to a higher orbit and preserve it. If they had we might have still had Skylab for a lot longer as a space station. It was huge, enormous space station launched by Saturn V rocket. Now, what they so what happens is a CME can fry the electronics. Some of these smaller ones can fry electronics in the satellite. If it's what they do to try to prevent it is they try to turn the satellite where maybe the side with the most metal on it's facing the sun, so it receives less of the energy into the electronics inside, kind of like a semi-Faraday cage, and they try to shut things off so that the circuits aren't conductive to conduct the overcharge from the sun into the electronics inside. But now if it's strong enough CME, it can jump the gaps and fry stuff anyway. So a really strong one could really fry it out. Now you can go into they're classified, the storms are by G levels, and I've covered this in some of my videos. The various G levels of the storms indicate what levels that they can reach up to in terms of their effects on satellites, grid on Earth, and things like that. We had a solar storm in 1989 called the Hydro-Quebec event that took out the power grid in Quebec. It's called the Quebec Hydro event. That one was about 1/10 as strong as the railroad event that occurred back in 1921 that took out some power stations. Oh, that 89 event also took out a few other substations, took out one in Salem, Massachusetts, and one in South Africa. But it took down the whole grid in Quebec. But it was only 1/10 as powerful, this blade by some, as the railroad event occurred in 1921. And that was only 1/10 as powerful as the Carrington event occurred in 1859. The Carrington event in the railroad event in 1921 did cause some fires, I think, in some forests, and it caused some problems on the rail line stations. These things are conducted by rail lines, by pipelines, by long power lines, used to by telegraph lines back in the day. Back in 1859, the state of the art of electronics, there was no power grid, was a telegraph. So when the Carrington event occurred, some of the operators got shocked. They found they could totally disconnect the batteries and the equipment would work, and cases of paper on the desk got burnt by sparks out of the thing. I think even some of their stations burnt. So they had a lot of issues with fires, but back then electronics was nothing but an electromagnet and a tapper switch. Very crude. It's not like the sensitive chip stuff we got today, which is easy to fry. So a Carrington event today would probably fry out all our big transformers and totally decimate our country, take our grid down. And it stopped this smaller storms like the 1921 road event would also do that, because back in that 21, we didn't have the level grid we got today. We didn't have those power step up and step down transformers. We didn't have everything connected. The grid was still very small and very young. So it's hard to say. But here's the other factor that you got to look at. Our protective shield is Earth's magnetosphere. The magnetosphere is dropping in field strength, and the rate at which it's losing field is actually accelerating. And it seems to have been dropping in field strength ever since the Carrington event. Actually, a little earlier. I think from 1810, it's been dropping in field strength. So what's causing this? how far is it going to drop? Some people think we're in for a magnetic recursion where the poles start moving around a lot, and they are moving now, and they're accelerated movement. So some people think we're going to be maybe even a total magnetic field swap. That's not happened almost 800,000 years, although the frequency is supposed to be more frequent than that. So theoretically over schedule, but sometimes you get an excursion that's very dramatic in the poles, and it causes huge effects. And some people, we had a huge one back 40,000 years ago, and that's believed by many to be what maybe have caused the extinction of the Neanderthal people. So there's probably some environmental stress and that kind of thing. We're discovering that solar storm is much more powerful than the Carrington event. We missed one in 2003 that shot out the other side of the sun. It was X45. In July of 2012, Earth just missed going through one in its orbit by maybe 3 days. That would have fried our grid, probably more powerful than the Carrington event. So, guys, the thing is, the sun shoots out randomly in different directions. If it's coming our way, it's been calculated that we have a 14% chance per decade of seeing a Carrington event. That means over a lifespan of 60 years, the chances of seeing one are far better than not. So your kids maybe have a great chance in their lifetime of seeing the grid go down. This is why we got a heart. It might happen in your lifetime, might happen tomorrow morning. Apparently, the largest solar storm that ever occurred that we have found in ice core samples occurred in about 7,000 some odd years BC, over 9,000 years ago. Apparently, it's 100,000 times more powerful than the Carrington event. Yeah, that might burn you on the surface of Earth. You might have to go underground and survive that. There's a lot of cities that were underground back in the day. Maybe cavemen knew why to be in the caves. Just saying. Oh yeah, by the way, my universal habitat's kind of a cave. Foot system. Yeah. Thinking that kind of stuff. Thermal mass, my friends. It does a lot for you. Thermal mass. So what? So like X what? Good question, Angela. I have to tell you right off. Carrington event. Carrington event occurred in 1859. There's a huge solar storm discovered by a British astronomer, last name Carrington. There's different X-class flares. The bottom X-class flares usually are not a threat. X45 is a huge storm. I'd have to go back and look at the scale. There's also the G. I've covered that in one of my videos where I showed you all these scales. I'll do that again. I'll have to come back and do that. Art Bell shows Major Ed Dames talked about the kill shot from the late 90s. Yeah, you've been talking about that for a long time. He said there'd be a space shuttle crash prior to that, where our normal space shuttle didn't fly anymore. Although we did have one crash, the Columbia. And we've also had the Star, one of the spaceships that Virgin Galactic built crash. So what was he talking about? Could that occur for one of them? Could it be a Chinese vehicle in the future? Would it be maybe our X-37 in the future? So what was he talking about? Did you see anything? I don't know. There's a good chance that something like that will happen. Was he right on with the timing? He said, he just knew a certain event preceded the other, but he couldn't tell you how much because he couldn't predict timing on his event. That's what Ed Dames used to always say. Is Ed Dames on to something? Eventually the sun will get us if nothing else does. But mainly, most of our electronics are at risk. Unless it's something like happened 9,000 years ago, then we might be at risk. But going around. 12,000 years ago on average, we know how the poles flip due to galactic sheet current. Joe blogs, I don't pay one damn bit of attention to anything that goes out on suspicious observers. That guy don't know nothing. What's his name? Shoot. Yeah, I've got videos where I talk in detail about and shoot holes in his stuff. I mean, I'll blow it to smithereens. So I'm not going to go into that now. It takes a lot of going into it. We're late. Well, yeah, Earth's magnetic field is weakening, and the North Pole is headed toward Russia right now. And the rate at which it's doing so is accelerating. On that, you're right, Joe. Well, we don't know if it'll flip absolutely or not. This could be a major excursion, or it could be, yeah, Ben Davison. That's the name I was trying to say. Thank you, Ben Davison. Yep, it's time to go to bed. Ben Davison, you know, I don't put any stock in him at all. So that's a whole nother set of stories. Ed Dane said Japan was going to get hit in the 90s. Yeah, well, they did have Fukushima. Yeah, now that did seem to be pretty darn prophetic, and they did touch him up on that. So yeah, just hard to say. It's hard to say what all that's going to be and what it come up. But he did seem to get that right, and they did pay a lot of attention to that. 14 hours. Our magnetosphere really isn't that really and truly the field strength. I mean, we talk about how big it is; it's huge in size, but the field strength actually isn't that strong. It really isn't that strong when you know the Gauss of it. It's not strong enough to support weight, but it will catch charged particles. That's a good thing. Really good thing for us. So Ben is a fear porn kind of guy. Yeah. Howdy from Boogertown. Hey, good to see you from Boogertown, Matterman Gross. Boogertown, USA. Bargain town. All right, guys. So there's a lot of things out there floating around. I try to ground things in science as much as I can. Diamond just covered good info. Diamond was talking about, he's talked about the sun. He's talked about these solar flares, and he goes back to the record and looks at when things occur. Diamond's real good for looking at when stuff happens in the records, in the geological records, in the ice records, tree rings. This data's all over these places. I'm not into these Z-pinch or Birkeland current concept too much. Z-pinches, yeah, but but he's really good at that. He's good at talking about the impactors. I've been saying for a long time we got more impactors hitting Earth than what a lot of people have been talking about, and he's digging up the evidence to support that. And you can see it's out there. And he's digging it up. So I need to collaborate with some with him. I like to do a comprehensive risk assessment of what we're facing in terms of probability from super volcanoes, impacts, solar flares. When you start adding it all up, it's even without people, and I think we're the worst of it all, even without people, it gets to be substantial, guys. This is why we got to prep. It's also why I promoted space way back, because I thought we need to get all our eggs off this one basket we're on here. We may have waited too long. He did admit that Nibiru wasn't there. There you go. Well, you can only say it's coming any second now for 30 years or so, but sooner or later, maybe some few people might go, huh? Really? You were saying this for 30 years. But most people keep yucking it up. Oh, yeah, it's about to get us. It's about to get us. Yeah, we need a second now. For 30 years. It's right there. It's on the other side. It's coming around right now. Gosh, I heard that for so long. People would argue with you. Yeah, it's all right there. It's just immediately on the other side. So it's about to swing around and get us. You've been telling me that for 30 years. No, yeah, but this time it is. It's just right there. I know. I got this picture. Well, you've been showing me these pictures for 30 years. They're lens flares. Hey, Matterman, you're a bit tardy. That's all right. Better late than never. But go back and rewind and watch the video, especially the first part. Yeah, this is normally when I start a video, ain't it? Well, we've been on here for a while. We got to go. It's probably a 3-hour video now. Nobody will watch it tomorrow because it's darn long. Greg, Ken has a question. All right, what's the question, Ken? Hey, is Epsona garden lime, which is derived from dolomite lime. Okay, for my worms. Whoa, depends on what you mean by derived. Ken, I don't know what the process is. I don't know Epsoma. Garden lime. Well, no, I don't use anything called garden lime. Here's the problem. Yeah, it all starts with dolomite. Garden lime is typically treated chemically or in a kiln or something. So you wind up with chemicals in the lime. You don't want any chemicals going in your worm bed. And almost all garden lime is treated in such a way. It's been hydrolyzed. That's the primary method of treatment, the hydrolyzed. So stay away from garden lime. Declassified UFO Navy vessel. Well, I've seen the Tic Tac ones, Afghan veteran. Have you seen anything else? I showed them on a Galactic Greg's channel video. So stay away from garden lime. Get egg lime. Go to a feed store and buy egg lime. I think in the not too distant future, I'll get a truckload of just pure pulverized limestone from the rock quarry. Bring it here and package it and sell it to you guys. That way you'll know what you're getting. Even when I'm buying egg lime, sometimes I'm a little, I'll read the label on it and turn it. Is this really egg lime? Is this really just pure crushed dolomite? You know, it's okay if it's got several minerals in the composition list, because that's what rock has, is minerals. It's rock, and different minerals are good for your soil. But if it ain't a mineral, you don't want it, okay? The only thing that should appear on the ingredient list is minerals. Minerals, no chemicals, no chemical processes. Do you believe them two videos of advanced U.S. aeronautical vehicles? That's a possibility. I think we got some. And I might have seen some that we got. I don't know whose they were. I know chicken crap is good for worms. It's a little hot. It's only rich in nitrogen, man. I had foot-long worms in my garden this year. Yeah, it's just a little hot though. You don't want to, they got to be able to get away from it. Yeah, maybe just in spots, as long as they can get away from it. That stuff is hot. It's so nitrogen rich. Difference in the lime. Guys, I taught this in several of my worm videos. Y'all got to go back and watch my original worm videos, especially my oldest ones. I even do one on lime. I got one on that. So when you get a big bag of lime, it's a 40-pound bag and it's like yay wide and this long. 40-pound bag of lime should only be about this wide and about that long, and that's 40 pounds. When you get a bag, it's this big, that tall, that thick, and this wide, and it weighs 40 pounds, you might have the right stuff. If it's like this and it's 40 pounds, we don't want to put that in worms. That's chemically treated. Kessler event. Stop this share here. This thing out of this. So what Angela Williams asked a good question. She's talking about the Kessler event. That's really an anticipated event. You might call it, it's more often known as the Kessler syndrome. She's talking about a case where we get so much orbital debris that goes into a chain reaction, causing space just in low Earth orbit. You got to be traveling like 17,500 miles an hour just to stay on low Earth orbit. Problem is not everything is traveling in the same direction. You get something coming from a different direction, traveling. These both are traveling at such high velocities, and they hit. A collision of small mass at that velocity is catastrophic. And when two things hit, they shatter and make more debris. Then these debris particles go out and hit other things. They shatter and make more debris. So the fear is we get so much debris up there, you start having a runaway chain effect of all these things taking everything else out. The point that all you got in orbit is debris. Everything gets taken out, and anybody trying to get up there is going to get hit by some of this stuff. So the theory of the worry is at some point you won't be able to have access to space because there's so much debris. This is one of the reasons why the FAA just limited SpaceX when they wanted to launch a huge fleet of satellites. Says no, you can only launch 33 right now. So they're expecting them to do more things to show that they get their satellites out of orbit, that they won't be contributing to orbital debris as much. As we're talking about putting up thousands and thousands and thousands of satellites in low Earth orbit, and people are worried about the ones that we already have up there. So they got to show high degree of stewardship that all that stuff comes back down and don't stay up there. That's the concern. So that's a huge concern. There are various concepts for what to do about it, but a lot of just fly stuff over like a sponge and grab it all. Problem is when the stuff hits the sponge, it hits it and it blows up and flings out even more debris. So a lot of the ideas for catching it would just make more debris. Because the problem is you got to intercept it at almost the same velocity vector, which means you got to spend a lot of propulsion to go chasing a little particle. My friend John Cole many years ago was looking at the idea of using powerful ground-based lasers to take out the smaller pieces, the paint flecks and all that stuff. And I think that's probably a great idea. John Cole was one of the guys talking in the anti-gravity video, one of the guys asking questions, by the way. He was one of the top advanced scientists, engineers in propulsion at the Marshall Space Flight Center for decades. He's retired now. But if you go back and watch the anti-gravity video that I got him on my Galactic Rex channel, he's one of the top speakers. See, Slack, thank you, madam. Autocorrect decided to change my words. Oh, Slack, not stack. Oh. So let's see. Oh, slate lime is hot. Dolomite is just crushed limestone. There you go. Right. Yeah, crushed dolomite only. That's what I've been telling everybody. Only pure dolomite, pure limestone, crushed and powdered. Nothing else. Nothing treated in any sort of fashion. Just pulverized to a powder. You don't want pellets. You want a powder. Pulverized to a powder. Limestone. I can get that rock quarry here, but I got to cover my vehicle up with the tarp and do a lot of stuff to transport it. But I may go with my 1 ton and get a big load one day, and I may sell some of it when I sell worms, because a lot of people keep asking for it. So I really should do that, because some people tell me they have a hard time finding it. You can use eggshells. You know, put them in the blender, grab them up. So it was nice. It was nice to my worms, but the chickens don't have a heart. Oh, let's see here. 30,000 satellites in orbit at see various altitudes from 200 to 600 miles. Yeah, we got a lot of stuff up there. Pickling lime, it's from low grade, food grade calcium hydroxide. Yeah, so you're saying hydroxides, hydrolyzed. Nope, don't use it. And I can't catch them unless it's feeding time. Oh, okay. Yeah, don't mean you want to use it for your worms, guys. If it's stacked, yeah, or hacked in any way, nope. Just pure crushed. Hear me, pure crushed limestone, pure crushed dolomite. Dolomite is limestone. Dolomite, limestone. Patrick, would electromagnets work on a sat to gather debris? Hey, problem is your magnetic field don't reach up very far with great strength. I mean, it may be short range, but you still almost got to match the velocity vector of what you're going after. So maybe if you had a lot of satellites up there and various velocity vectors are pretty close to what you're already chasing, and then use some electro propulsion to make the final adjustments, and then had a big mushroom or something for them to run into. Let's see. Okay, let them off. So what you need is satellites need some way at the end of their life to come down, get out of space. Anywho, guys, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. We've been going for a long time. Nobody gonna watch the video now because it's so long. Nobody's gonna want to watch it. So we gone way too long. I probably should. I didn't know it was gonna be up this late. If I'd known this, we would have switched to swivel head news. I was trying to not switch over because I don't want to be on so long. But we should have done it because I need views on that channel. But I'm not going to switch now. Cold coffee. Again, veteran. Could these satellites can become weaponized kamikaze style missiles? Well, anything driving fast is a missile, including the automobile. One of your biggest weapons of mass destruction is an automobile. They want to talk nug control, taking away our nugs. Have you seen people drive through crowds with cars? So there you go. In space, no gases and elements adhere to each other like glue easily. Metals will actually cold weld each other in space. You got people don't realize the reason they spend money on space materials is because you got to have the right kind of coatings on them so that the atomic oxygen don't eat them up in orbit, so that they don't cold weld to each other and then cease to function. You know, kind of different issues up there. I mean, it's a very, you go from minus 240 degrees to plus 240 degrees as you're in the sun or the shades. You go around the Earth, and depending on which side of your spacecraft is facing the sun, you've got the outgassing of the materials, or the volatiles are boiling out of it because you're in a vacuum and these different temperatures. You got atomic oxygen that erodes materials. You got tons of issues you don't face on Earth. I mean, listen, when I went to Alaska, give you an idea of how temperature affects things. It ain't like here. It ain't, you know, we think everything is normal. That's the way things operate. No, that's because it's, you know, the average temperature is 70 degrees here and the variations are small. You go outside of that and variations of cold or heat and that you wouldn't think about. One day I went to crank my truck up and, you know, the ring gear stripped off the flywheel, and which goes, you know, next to the torque converter. And I heard it rattling around inside the bell housing of my my C4 automatic transmission. When it did that, I knew what it was because I could hear it. I go, oh my God, how did that happen? I'm driving down the road one day. It's an ice road, by the way. I'm driving down the road on an ice road, and my steering column shattered. Wow. People would sit down on their vital seats in their vehicle, and their seats would go shatter. It's too cold. You sit it and goes. A lot of people back, what was popular back in the 70s on camper shells was those bubble windows. Every one of them would shatter up there. They would just break right down diagonally, have a crack down. Every one of them. So wow, they all cracked the same way, all fell the same way. That's interesting. Stuff shatters, breaks. Yeah. Materials, and when you get outside of this little range of temperature variation we live in, materials go to crap. So the challenge of the military is what I was at was called the Cold Regions Test Center. All Army equipment had to be tested there to see if it could verify. They had to verify it could operate in cold regions. Our automobiles will not pass those tests for military operations, by the way, because they would shatter. And did shatter like mine did. You want me going in combat with something in the steering column goes whoosh. You go, what? I can't steer this thing. Oh, that's all right. Don't matter. I'm just on the ice road. Let's see. You get hot temperatures, the other kind of stuff happens. You got to be able to go from hot to cold. So our military has to qualify stuff for that. And it's a challenge. But when you go to space, it's a far bigger challenge. Alaska, hey, Mag Rising. Just talking about Alaska, talking about how my stern column shattered, or how my ring gear shattered. Oh yeah, when your tires are sitting on the road before you go crank your car up, and when you put your vehicle in reverse and hit the gas and gas it hard, and you slowly start to creak and move, and you go wham with the engine, all your bearings are frozen. Even though you change the lube out to be Arctic grade, which is about like water in normal temperatures, which you cannot survive your vehicle with that kind of bearing grease in normal temperatures. But up there, you had to change the bearings out in the wintertime, put Arctic grade lube in them. But even that stuff was too cold. And when it gets minus 40, 60 degrees, so you'd be trying to move your vehicle, and you'd have to race the engine just to get it to start to creak along. And when it started creaking, you discovered you had flat tires, but they weren't flat. They were just flattened out on the bottom where it had been setting. So you really would call it the phenomenon of the square tire. So you drive along and be like riding a horse. Clunk, 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 clunk. They call it the phenomenon of the square tire. So Mag Rising, you know what I'm talking about. David Cartzer, okay. It's the driver that you have to watch. Yeah, there you go. Operation High Jump, Admiral Byrd, there you go. I used to produce a lot of aeronautic parts for airlines. Yeah, make lots of cargo door hinges, bushings. Yeah, you got to watch all that stuff. Antarctica. Yeah, I've had some friends that have had several friends been to Antarctica. Lowe's Hardware has limestone. Send it, make sure it's pure limestone. Make sure it is pure limestone. Space Dove, the development of so many awesome things we take for granted. Yep. Exotic materials used for the elements list of compounds is long. Yep. Long. You're right. But you gotta really know what you're using, and you gotta test it. Because it's not just the use of it, it's how you engineer it too. You got to engineer stuff with margin, and you got to understand how the temperature is going to move through it, and how it's going to react, and how it can expand and contract and not bust when it's expanding and contracting. You know, roads with concrete would put gaps in, you know, and on the bridges where the gaps were, they'd have these little steel plates to maintain continuity between them as the concrete expanded and contracted. And some places in the far north in Alaska, you had bridges that did not have anything but a metal grate floor in them. You'd be driving across the river, and you'd look down through that metal, and you'd see the bottom, you'd see the river and the ice flowing underneath you. And you go, oh, I'd hate to step out of my vehicle up here and drop my keys. It would be bye-bye, no more keys. Thermal activity, variables. Yeah. A lot of variables, guys. And, you know, we can model things and predict things, but still, you don't know for sure till you test it. I mean, you'd have all these engineers designing stuff, but we never knew for sure until we tested it. And that's why we had the Coal Regions Test Center. That's why we had Yuma Proving Grounds out in the desert in Arizona. You know, that's why you got, you know, places and all kind of environments testing things. Shoo, I think probably Fort Jackson was one of those environments. That was humid and hot, kind of like Alabama, where I live now. Have I been based in Antarctica 3 months? Wow, there's where it gets cold. Yeah, now that's truly being in a space station. Did you go? Were you at the South Pole base? 3/4 of what, New Days? Got 3/4 of it together already. All right, what did Mannerman say? All right, what's your conversation? Yeah, I was trying to set up a store for it though, but dadgum, a store. I started trying to set it up with Etsy. Etsy just keep asking me for more and more and more information. Finally, they asked me for stuff that I can't give them because I filed as a business, not an individual, but I am a business, and I explained that in my email to them. That, you know, but I showed them my business license. I showed them my I gave them my EIN and everything, and you know that they want some state seal certified, blah blah blah. Well, Alabama don't do that unless you don't even give that. And they wanted me to show them on this Secretary of State list, and it's like, that list is for limited liability corporation. I'm a sole proprietorship. I was trying to explain it to him, and they're not getting it. So, excuse me, is it everybody that sells on your operation at least a sole proprietor? Yeah. So what the hell's the issue? I don't get it. They're giving me a lot of difficulty. I have been 2 weeks trying to get approved to be on Etsy, and it's failing constantly. Because I should have just said I'm an individual. You know, who's an individual that isn't a business if you're selling something? You know, oh my God. I'm probably going to go to, I don't want to go to Shopify. It costs so much, but I may do it. About t-shirt. Yeah, I got it. I probably go to Shopify because that's why I set several things I've done. I've set up a lot of preliminaries to try to get that stuff set up. But my first choice was to try to go to Etsy, so I'd save the Shopify $30 a month fee. I got to buy a lot of t-shirts from me paying $30 a month. I'm having a hard time believing that's going to happen. Moisture is too hard on everything. Yeah, moisture will get in the cracks and do all kind of crazy stuff as it freezes and heats up. Especially if it heats the boiling on one side and a few minutes later it's freezing. I mean, think about that, guys. If you're in a spacecraft and you're rotating, you're going from hotter than boiling to colder than freezing. Think of all the stresses. Materials want to expand, contract, expand, contract. What do you have when you expand and contract? You're cracking and breaking. So something going around Earth orbit, expand, contract, expand, contract, expand, contract. That tears the heck out of stuff. Tears it up. Tell him your idea again, new ways. What is that, Granny? What is that? Get it out for Christmas. That's, I was trying to set it up before the worm body coming out of the wormhole. I got one. I got one. Oh, let me see if I can find it. Hang on. I need to clean it up some. I did a worm body coming out of a wormhole. I did a lot of work on it, but I got to go back and rework. My problem is I'm out of time right now. My company has got me working about 80-hour weeks, and I've hit the wall. I don't know if I can do anything. You know, because of Etsy dragging around on me. They may have shot me. If you don't open the store before Christmas, you don't open the store for months because it ain't gonna do jack. When you're paying $30 a month to Shopify and you ain't making any sales, you're killing yourself. And that's what it's gonna be probably before I can do this. It'll probably be January before I can set it up because I am out of time right now. I'm already too long on here tonight. I really debated not coming on because I knew I'd be on here all night. Let's see here. What do I want to do? I want to go to find my, not that one, presentations. No, it's the wrong presentations. There we go. It's not worms. Sorted picks. I'm trying to figure where I put it. They've opened up. All right, I got it. Just got to figure what file it's in. I got so many. I've had so many PowerPoint presentations open. Maybe a different name in a different place completely. Thought I had a different name here for this stuff. Hang on. Bear with me a little bit. Might be in this one, but I don't think so. No, it's not in that one. All right, somebody asked about that. I don't think it's in this one either. Nope. Man, where is it? Oh, man, I'm killing this. This had the thumbnail I was wanting to save in it. All right. I may not put a thumbnail up for this. We're putting notes in this video tonight. We're running so late, I'm probably not going to do any of that. We're way into overtime here. Russian, the war with Russia. Sorted picture. I left there. Next now. Thought I had a file that said T. It must be in a different directory. Problem is, I'm open so many things. I'm doing so much different stuff. Is that it? Ah, that's it. That's it. All right, guys, I'll have it here for you in a minute. Give me a minute. I'll show you my wormhole. I'm just working on way too many things at once. Oh, I got a lot of good material to make t-shirts out of. I got so much good material. Just find the time. Oh my God, I got tons of good raw material. Well, where's this one at? Is it not in this? Oh my God, I got everything else in there. Where did it go? I hope I didn't delete it. I hope I didn't. I put a lot of work in developing this picture. I hope I didn't delete it by accident. Or not save it and power went out. Okay. It's not in this briefing. This is where it should have been. Whoa. Uh-oh. I showed it, y'all. I've had it. La 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 la. That's what happens. You step all the time so dang late trying to do stuff and get so many things going at one time. All right. I put hours and hours and hours in this photograph. I had a really good photograph. I don't know where it is. I was very proud of it. I showed it here one night. Jeez. Didn't need to be reworked, but I probably still have it. Can't believe I did not save it. But I gotta forget which file it's in. I thought it'd be in this one. Hang on, let me double check. It's possible I just overwrote it. I laid a picture on top of the picture. Sometimes I do that by accident. Oh my gosh. Should have been in this file right here. And I'm not seeing it. No, there's a couple others I'm not seeing here too. I'm afraid it didn't save the last version. Oh no, I thought I knew where it was at. Hang on, guys. It's not the kind of video people want to watch, just somebody sitting there watching the screen. This is not a good video for me to be doing on my channel here. Y'all are asking, I'm looking for it, and I can't find it. I had it. I can regenerate it. I know how to make it. I was going to have to go work on it some more anyway. So I was probably going to want regenerating it anyway. But holy smoke, this aggravates me. No, there's a couple of different images I've seen. Actually, there's a few, several. Where the heck? No, I've done power went out 3 times today, guys. 3 times. Art Presentations, file it. Shouldn't be here. Well, shuckins. I'm bummed, guys. I'm bummed. So I done lost 50 subscribers on hunting this. Nothing but worms. Yep. Oh, I'm cracking up over. Wigglers work wonders. That's a good one, Brandy. Yeah, it's a good time to hit the hay. Now I really want, you know what, guys? I shouldn't be eating up all y'all's time hunting this. I will find it or recreate it. I do want that image. I know what it's going to look like, and I know how to recreate it and maybe make it a little better than it was before. I got a good wormhole picture, or I had a good wormhole picture, but I can recreate it if I don't have it. Anyway, I think we've done enough here tonight, guys. Yeah, done enough. It's late. I got to get up early. I got to go to work, and I got to do 2 shifts tomorrow, all week. I don't know if I'll have any time for any videos or anything, guys. Yeah, I've been wanting to do a shirt store, but it takes time to set these things up, and I put a lot of effort in it. It's like so many things. There's so many things I put a lot of effort in. Before I get to the finish line, I get hit by several things, and then I can't finish because I got something else I got to do. And right now it's my day job. And this time of year, things ought to be slowing down, but no, for me, it's going. 2 big areas. Both of them are overtime tasks. Got 2 tasks. Either one will be overtime for the next 2 weeks. Next 2 weeks will be very intense for me. Put the worm, put your head on the worm. Uh-oh. That's scary. We'll work for food. That's a good one. A worm for food. Put my head on the worm. That's downright scary. Work for compost. There you go. Y'all funny. Y'all funny. All right, I love y'all. Yeah, y'all are great. Love y'all. Guys, we got to run. We got to go. That's enough. Wow. Anyway, y'all been wonderful. Thank you, everyone. Y'all are entertaining. Y'all kept me on here way too low. We got to go on. Nobody will watch this video tomorrow. Nobody's going to watch it because it's so long. Anyway, guys, thank you all for being here. Y'all take care. God bless. And with most of all, just take care of yourselves. Always remember, be the love and the light in the world. As light dispels darkness, love dispels hate. Go out and shine your love, light in the world. We need that more than anything. Everybody wants me to put my head on the world. That is the scariest thought in the world. I might try it, but hey, we'll have to see. Bye, everyone.